Knew it.
Lap. Okay, Gucci. Now, maybe let's first give summary on what actually are we going to do, which is a quote-unquote podcast about just Dark Souls weapons. Let's go, because that's something that we like.
It will hopefully become a recurring podcast, and we'll talk about all different types of
At least
subjects,
once every 2 weeks, I think, would be good.
If we can indeed think of the fucking
Things to talk about, yeah,
subject.
Definitely. So, anyway, wait, where the fuck is it? As you can see, because Chris doesn't have a webcam, he's just this.
Computer scuffed, you know.
You are just, the man T-posing.
Damn, I can't put lower quality on the stream. So that I can actually
not see your face.
What the hell's happening?
Oh, okay. But
oh shit! I have the top donation thing above me.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, just this work. It's working. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, the first category. I shouldn't speak like that.
Oh god, my room is mirrored on stream.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, so I just am confused when looking at it, but don't worry.
Oh yeah, I had that with my camera as well, because my camera is normally it's like I have to turn it upside down, so my room is also mirrored, so it feels weird to me. But anyways, the first category will be daggers, which are only 3 that repeat in all of the games. I honestly expected more.
You did?
Yeah, I know, but
in when it comes to the daggers, there's not they fulfill very specific niche of just high critical damage, and you don't necessarily need that many different types of them.
I guess.
No.
Then again, I think I only once used the daggers for longer than 5 minutes, so that's that. Oh boy, what a surprise! The first one is just a dagger.
Yeah.
The classic one.
The stream does not want to load for me.
Oh.
Damn, mad cringe, man.
Which is kind of annoying, because I do need to see the PowerPoint.
I think in the first Dark Souls 1, just the dagger itself is just irrelevant. I'm not gonna lie. The rapier does more critical damage than it, so the one job that it has in the first game, it doesn't even do correctly. You can also get the rapier really early on, so first Dark Souls game, there's no reason to have the dagger in it, really.
No, the advantage of accessibility is actually just not that big of an advantage compared to other games.
How do you is it just a starting weapon in Dark Souls 1, or?
I
don't know. Maybe the mage starts with it.
Yeah, I think so.
Indeed, the mage starts with it, and you can also buy it probably from the undead merchant, because he sells a lot of beginner shit.
Yeah, he just
true,
pretty
but
much,
the undead merchant also sells the rapier, so
it's indeed there's absolutely no reason to ever pick this thing up.
Yeah, why would you go for it if there's just better alternatives?
Yeah, in Dark Souls 2, it's actually a different story, because you can just get the dagger as one of your first items you can get as in the things betwixt.
True.
And then the critical damage of it is so incredibly fucking good on daggers in Dark Souls 2 that it helps a lot. It can still an upgraded dagger can even pretty much one-shot backstab the cyanites in the fucking King's Place. I kind of forgot what it was called.
Okay.
Dragon Castle.
I actually did not know that.
The dagger in Dark Souls 2 is really fucking strong for critical.
Again, Dark Souls 2 was the only one where I used it.
But I've done a big part of a playthrough already with a dagger, and it's a really fun weapon to use as well. Even if you don't just backstab, I do feel like the damage output of it is high enough that it's a contender for a weapon. Plus, but in Dark Souls 2, it will get overshadowed at some point by other daggers that also exist.
It's indeed it does have 150 counter damage in Dark Souls 2, which is really good for just counter damage in general. But
I'm still amused that you remember all of those numbers.
I mean,
that shit is really important.
Of course, but they're basically, there's Chris who's like, yeah, this shit optimal, this shit ain't, and then there's me with, I like how it looks.
like in Dark Souls 3, I actually like when it comes to Dark Souls 3, the dagger, I actually don't remember anything from it. Except no, actually I do remember something that it's apparently like in Dark Souls 3 it's actually slightly more interesting.
Hmm.
Now that I think about it. Like I think if you have like 28 dex or lower, the Mail Breaker does more critical damage than the dagger. And otherwise the dagger deals more critical damage, something like that.
So
Like, if I understand it correctly, like the current Dark Souls 3 meta that has been, I'm not sure for how long it is, but it's just been like you just take 30-30 in intelligence and faith, and then just go for dark weapons and go for minimal requirements and other things. That like then you just infuse the dagger with chaos and just use it as your only parry weapon.
Like Dark Souls 3 meta, at least from the last thing that I saw of it, was really fucking weird because people started figuring out that the Dancer's Twin Blades were somehow good.
yeah, you did talk about it.
And so it's like I'm not exactly sure anymore what the fuck is happening in that game, I'm not gonna lie.
No. Like, I've played a lot of Cinders, and there just the meta is completely fucking different.
Yeah, like I'm still surprised that Dark Souls 3 is as alive as it is. Still,
Like, I think because of the Demon Souls Infusion type style, and because the fact that the game is very focused on fundamentals, it is very good to just start out in that game as a PvP player.
Hmm.
Like, I think if it's like your first PvP game, I think it's really solid for that because it doesn't require any special knowledge, unlike Dark Souls 1 and to a small extent Dark Souls 2.
yeah, like
Yeah,
Dark PvP in Dark Souls 1 is just pain if you don't know
Yeah,
what you're
like-
doing.
even knowing what you're doing, it still just feel like it's subpar compared to.
Definitely. You know, getting backstabbed from 20 meters away and shit like that.
No,
Yeah,
man, just tech it.
Other thing that you need
yeah,
to know.
exactly. Like, the thing is, it's really difficult to get into Dark Souls 1 PvP
Anyway.
because either you're playing against a complete newbie as well, and it's just
Mm.
like
Next
nobody enjoys
weapon,
it, or
Mhm.
which, of course, you know, the thing that requires you to be able to actually parry something.
Yeah,
Parrying
Barry
dagger.
Dagger.
Again,
It is.
wait,
Your
what do you
mouse is
mean?
on
It
screen,
requires
by
you
the
to be
way.
able to parry something.
You know, because it's parrying dagger.
Yeah, you still don't use it for parries. Let's be
No.
fair here.
I mean,
Like,
Actually, you just don't use it. I
yeah, I
think.
was about to say, do you even use it in the first place?
like, depending on the game, I would say.
Was it ever useful?
In Dark Souls 2, it was actually quite like it was actually popular for a small bit with twin blade builds because it could also be used as a mix-up in that case. Like that was like pre-DLC, so it has evolved a fuck ton since then, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's not really that used anymore, except by people that really like the animation because it is a good animation for parrying in that game.
Oh yeah,
Of
Like,
course,
we-
it's in the fucking name, but
Oh.
Yeah. Like, the thing with the parrying dagger is, when you're doing a dagger only run, this weapon is not even a contender because of the lowest fuck base damage.
base
Like-
damage real fucking bad.
At least in Dark Souls 2, like, I have no idea about it in Dark Souls 1 because I only used it ever to parry Quinn, and even there it felt awkward to not just use a shield for it.
I mean, again,
Also,
for me, this is
Daniel,
the
your mouse is also on the screen, by the way, for the thing.
not anymore. Thank you.
Got him.
But again, like for me, again, I have no strong opinions about most of these weapons because for me, it's most like I picked it up. Okay, that's about it.
True.
And you know, there are also some of the weapons that are like, how the fuck do you even get it?
Like, I think in Dark Souls 3, it is probably the most irrelevant of the recurring weapons ever created because, I guess, except for like the build where you do have the lowest AR possible or some shit, I don't
Oh yeah,
think.
indeed. Where you have like
Like, I
14
don't think somebody ever
Wait,
talks about this weapon whatsoever.
I've never heard about that one. What? Lowest AR
There's
possible?
a build in Dark Souls 3 where you get the lowest AR possible. It's just you get 14 AR with this weapon.
How?
You don't have like if you take the cleric class, you just don't have the requirements to use it properly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this also has the lowest base damage.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So like the combination of it allows you to actually have the lowest damage possible.
14 AR. That's
Yeah,
that's
it's
that
insane,
sounds like
because
something fun.
that is not even counting the armor of the enemies yet.
Like, I think then you would actually just deal 1 damage to like the
Yeah, you
later
deal
bosses.
1 damage to basically everybody.
Yeah.
Fun fact: if you try to kill Yorm with this shit, you just keep on bouncing off of his knee, basically.
I mean, like the good thing is that unlike Dark Souls 1, if you don't have the stats, you can still, theoretically speaking, use the weapon.
Theoretically, yes.
As in,
Theoretically.
you can swing it at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Dark Souls 1 where you just go and almost fall on your face.
Yeah, like I really hate it because I could never actually check out the moveset.
Yeah, exactly. Again, Bandit's knife, it's another weapon that I never realize is in all of them because I pick it up and that's about it.
Bandit
it's
knife is... You go first.
Like, I think it's the weapon that I didn't realize was in Dark Souls 3. Like,
Oh,
I'm not
did.
gonna lie.
Oh, I think I
It
did
was
mostly
necessary for a
because
soul level 1 run.
because like I noticed just enemies using it and that's about it.
Oh yeah, true. Those fuckers exist.
There are enemies using it?
I think so.
Yeah, in the fucking like the first area,
Yeah, the high wall, the guys that
yeah.
stay in the shadows, they're using those knives.
Yeah, they're
Oh, but
using
they
throw
don't have
knives.
bleed build-up, so it's like...
No, but they had used the model, I think.
Yeah, the model at
Yeah,
least.
true.
Like, it's indeed like this is like a dagger that has a status effect on it, which is bleed. It's done that throughout all the games. That's like the only consistent thing about them, and their model is relatively similar, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
with the exception of Dark Souls 1, where like the shape is the same, but it has a different color scheme.
Oh, okay.
I do like it the best in Dark Souls 1, actually, because I feel like it's the most powerful there.
Anyway, then indicate. God damn it, I need here again.
Like, I do actually know that the bleed build-up in Dark Souls 3 is pretty good. Just, you'd never use fucking bleed weapons.
Yeah,
Unless you're doing something very specific, like a soul level 1 run.
Yeah.
It's straight swords, the
Aight.
most classic ones, I think.
Yeah, everybody loves them.
Mm.
Except for the part where Dark Souls 1 kind of makes me hate them.
So at first we have, the one, the only.
The broken straight sword. Early accessibility is hella there. That's about it.
I'm gonna be
Actually,
real.
no, wait. I have to talk about Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, I was like,
Swords.
the most OP weapon at some point.
Like, the moment you have to nerf the broken straight sword, you know something is fucking whack.
Yeah, like this. Like the fact that the stamina usage is so fucking low, while also you could just spam the hell out of it and just make bleed build up a thing. Not bleed build up, poison build up a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, then you know that you have a weapon that should not be strong, but is strong.
Like,
Yeah.
and even then, you can infuse it with mundane, which I do with a mundane build, and then it's just straight up your best weapon for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm. Like when
Because
when a weapon that is just intentionally bad is just the most OP, then you really fucked up.
yeah, like in Dark Souls 3, I actually do like that it has like a semi-unique strong attack.
Mm-hmm.
But holy shit, that it's so fucking unviable.
Of course, like it's meant to be unviable, so I'm fine with it being unviable. I wish that they put a strong attack on something else.
This is mostly for challenge runs and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even there it kind of fails compared to some other items you could use.
I
Like,
guess.
I do like that in Dark Souls 1 they sort of kept the Demon Souls thing in where it can be reforged in like a special blade. And you specifically have to use the broken straight sword for it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Which is nice, but
The weapon that I actually fucking hate.
1 sec, the stream has not updated.
I know, it's the broad one.
The broadsword. Now, this weapon has it all except for viability in PvP.
Yep.
Like, it has a really, accessibility is great. I actually love the moveset of it in PvE because of the white arcs. It makes it a really solid PvE weapon. Like, in both Dark Souls 2 and 3, like, I'm not going to talk about Dark Souls 1 broadsword because holy crap, that shit sucks. But in Dark Souls 2 and 3, this weapon is really solid until you actually get the weapon for your build. Or just want to use it to get through the game. Like, it's fine for both of these things.
Like, I remember using it in Dark Souls 3 for a while before I got the weapon I wanted to use, and it was alright. But I also tried using it in Dark Souls 1. I was like, yeah, it is broadsword. It was solid in the other one. It will be solid here. And I suffered.
Yeah, no.
Like, the broadsword has one thing going for it, and that is that it has really high AR. for a
Yeah.
straight sword.
Yes.
Like
yes.
it has straight up like of the recurring weapons of straight swords that are here, like the like it has like the defining feature of the broadsword is that it has higher base damage, thrust attacks whatsoever.
Hmm.
That is like its defining trait.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna be real. In Dark Souls 1, I think most straight swords are just not that great.
No, definitely.
So just having a slightly stronger straight sword just means that you still have just a slightly less shit weapon.
Yeah.
which is good, yes. But also the other reason why I actually picked this weapon a few times is because I actually really like how it looks. Again,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pick weapons
Like-
based on look.
Genuinely, I think this might be one of my favorite weapons on the entire list.
Like it's simple but very nice.
Yeah. Like PvE wise, I think this weapon is so solid that I just can't stop using it.
Okay. Short.
Well, the short sword is a weapon I actually have very little opinions about. In
Mm,
Dark Souls 1, I think I used it at the beginning. No, wait, that's not the weapon you start with. Then I probably don't use it in Dark Souls.
I don't think I've ever even equipped this weapon.
Like, its accessibility is great, I believe, in all three of the games. It's just,
Yeah.
like, I don't see a reason really to use this one. For short, like, for straight swords, I think in all three games there are better ones to use. Well, also, like, the accessibility of it is, like, good for other straight swords as well. So, like, I don't see a reason to go for the short sword early on if you can also just get the broadsword or something.
Yeah.
So, like, this one is kind of meh for me. Like, I think maybe Chris has a different opinion about this one. But...
I'm going to talk about this weapon for maybe a bit actually.
Oh.
In Dark Souls 2, this weapon is actually good.
Oh.
It is?
It is in my opinion one of the better straight swords in the game.
Okay.
Straight up, just because it has a two-handed, like one-handed, a two-handed, I believe. It has the running thrust attack. At least I know it has that at two-handedly. And it also keeps the two-handed strong attack thrust. Which also, it has that one-handed. It just, moveset-wise, it is really good.
Okay. Like I
The
assume for
problem
PvP.
of the second game, though, is that for some reason it has like 10 dex requirements or some shit like that, which means that some classes just can't use it at base.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that since I've played a mage and it's just fucking pain.
Oh no, I'm also just talking about like the best starting class of Dark Souls 2 can't use it because he has 9 dex or some or 8 dex or some
yeah,
shit.
indeed, I
Like,
forgot about that.
Wait,
like-
which one do you mean in that case?
The knight,
yeah.
Oh,
the one that
of
starts with the
course.
falcon set, you know.
Yeah, of course, of course.
And I'm also like in Dark Souls 3, they actually kept like basically the same moveset for the short sword, where it kept the two-handed thrusting strong attack, unlike the longsword and that sort of shit. So it actually fulfilled a niche there. If the Lothric straight sword didn't exist, which uses the exact same moveset
Yeah,
as the short sword,
The Lothric straight sword is straight up, I think, one of the best weapons in that entire game to
I
begin with.
straight up think it might best weapon in the game. I'm not gonna lie,
Like,
but
then
I just dislike that like they looked at the short sword and were like, yeah, this weapon has a very specific good niche, and then they just were like, but this is a new weapon that has higher requirements, higher scaling, higher range, same critical modifier because that was the short sword had over the other straight swords. Like it is just it just takes everything good about the short sword and just put it on something that is even better.
Like, I just kind of feel like that is the story of the short sword, though.
No, this is not a Dark Souls 3 content PvP thing.
no, we're just
No.
discussing the weapons that are recurring in all of the Dark Souls, like 1, 2, 3.
And yeah, I kind of dislike the fact that they took like the uniqueness of the short sword and gave it to a completely different weapon, and that weapon was also probably really good without it because
Yeah.
you know it'd be like that.
Like I also like that we have. Oh, nice. Yeah. So did we.
Yep.
Yeah,
Totally
but
does that. I totally do that like a combined total of like 1,500 hours in Souls games.
I
Damn,
have
what are you?
only like 300 or 400 combined, but no, but I like how Chris is mostly, I think, talking about if weapon is good or bad from PvP perspective, while I don't give a fuck about PvP. So for me, it's mostly from
Yeah.
PvE.
But even like PvE wise, there's no reason to use it over the
No,
Lothric Greatsword.
definitely.
No,
Which
like
is what annoys me so much.
like in Dark Souls 3, this weapon has no use, especially since you have to like buy it from Andre or some shit, or maybe the Handsframe main in one of the two.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
is there early, but at the same time, you can get the Lothric Greatsword really fucking early on as well, if you're willing to, get lucky or grind for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
I even think there are decent spots to grind for it immediately.
Yeah, that's what I
Mm.
mean. It just has no reason to exist.
Like from
Yeah.
the second bonfire of Lothric, like a high wall of Lothric, you can just go down and get it. It's insane.
If you're luck.
Yeah, but you can't just start with the golden coins if you really want it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Next one.
Yep.
And that is the longsword, right?
Yes, that is the
Yep.
longsword.
The
Sorry,
classic.
like that stream
The
is still
classic.
not going as fast. Longsword. Yeah, this is a classic weapon. The starting weapon of one of the classes in Dark Souls 1. But again, a weapon where you would immediately swap it out because Dark Souls 1 straight swords are not great.
Hmm.
And it's a solid weapon. That's a decent moveset. It's long, which is really good. And for overall, like a solid weapon, often outshone still by a different straight swords, though, I would say.
Definitely, yeah. Like
It
Lothric.
is what I think of just like the poster child of quality weapons, where
Yeah.
it's just it has some variety in slash and thrusts. It is just it has CC scaling, of course, very standard for quality builds. It is not special in any way, shape, or form. It's just there.
Mm-hmm.
It is okay.
Like this is just, weapon that is kind of like, for example, the Morning Star. It's more of it's that popular because it's just something that's widely known even in real life, that is just somewhat of a staple weapon. Like where it doesn't need to be
definitely.
anything. It just it's just always popular because it's simple.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
Time for one of the best categories, and that is the great swords. Hard to
Hell
slightly cut
yeah.
off.
Time
Damn,
for
part of
Chris to
the
pop off.
thing got off.
Yeah, I
Sadly.
know. I
Yeah.
noticed.
Yeah, we're starting with the Bastard Sword. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. The Bastard Sword is a worse version of the Claymore in every single fucking way. Throughout all of the games, that is just consistent. Where it just does lower base damage. It has pretty much the same scaling. It is
The worst
shorter.
moveset.
It does not have any thrust attacks what's to speak of. And here's gonna say why I think this weapon is still serves a purpose.
Okay.
In every Souls game, you can get the Bastard Sword really early on. Like, if you don't know where the Claymore is, or are not willing to fight a dragon for it,
Hmm.
it is definitely just you're gonna fight this as your first greatsword throughout all the Souls games.
Actually,
Basically,
where do you get it in Dark Souls 2?
in
Dark
Dark Souls 2, you can buy it from Macduff.
Mm.
You can find it in Forest of Fallen Giants.
Oh yeah, in like the side area,
Yeah,
right?
in the side area, and you can
Mhm.
also get it from hollows that you kill in the Forest of Fallen Giants.
Okay.
There's a lot of ways to actually get the Bastard Sword in Dark Souls
Wait,
2.
where in Dark Souls 2 can you find it? I
You
completely
can
forgot about
you
it.
can buy it from Macduff and also the side path from Forest of Fallen Giants. The one where you
Oh,
never
okay,
go
yeah.
because it's fucking
Yeah.
deadly.
The one with
Like-
with the many turtles.
Yeah, with the many turtles. Like that is, I think, like the one thing it serves for, and especially I think in Dark Souls 1, where if you would pick this up first and then, for example, you're just done with Blighttown, you can upgrade your weapons again and then think like, wait a minute, I'm gonna fight that big fuck off dragon.
Mhm.
Like, then there's actually an argument to be made there of just like, well, I already have this weapon and and I put so much resources into it, even though this weapon is probably better.
Mhm.
Like, but you might still want to stick with the Bastard Sword.
Mm-hmm.
Where in Dark Souls 2, that's not an argument in any way, shape, or form, because you just get so many fucking upgrade materials.
True.
And in Dark Souls 3, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not buying a Bastard Sword of Grey Rat.
No. No, why would I?
Yeah, why would you?
Like, it's just, especially in Dark Souls 3, where you can, where you have to like use more resources, I would say, to get rid of the dragon, where you either have to invest some souls into like a bow or some shit,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
or just magic to get the claymore. It is like, yeah, I have to pay something for it, but it is definitely the lowest cost I think that you have to pay, especially since you can
Yeah.
also roll through the things. At least if you have played the previous Souls games, I expect people to be able to roll through fire relatively consistently.
I mean, I still can't do it properly, so.
I can do it relatively consistently.
Okay.
Like it's indeed the relative part where it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
if you can do it 50% of the time, you're probably Gucci.
Then next one. Ah, my baby.
Yeah, the Claymore, like
Yeah, this is just a bread and butter.
like it
Mm.
is. I would say it's just the longsword of greatswords, where it's just it slashes. It has thrust attacks. It has pretty much anything you really want from it.
yeah,
And as well, throughout all the games, it's just been a quality weapon that you can get. I'm just gonna say relatively mid game most of the time because I think that's more accurate with through the games or when people are expected to get it.
I
True.
guess, yeah. Still,
So
it is by far, I think, my favorite weapon from Dark Souls 1.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
one that
like-
just carried me through my first run, even though
The-
I didn't know what the fuck quality was, so I went full strength, but it still was Gucci.
I mean,
It's
like,
Dark
if you
Souls
just
1.
like put 40 points into strength, it's still fine. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
since you will just go for minimum requirements, then max out one stat, then go for the other usually.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Dark Souls 1, it's definitely like you level up so slowly that it doesn't really matter that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Claymore, it is just long, it's solid, it's good. I would recommend in every Soul game that you play to at least consider using it if you're
Mhm.
somewhat of a melee build and if you got it.
I don't know, I did
Because
find it
just
a bit
usually
disappointing
good.
in Dark Souls 3, not gonna lie.
Like in Dark Souls 3, the thing what I think holds it back is its two-handing rolling attack. Because it's just slower than the overhead smash, but it's a thrust, so it's like for PvE, I think it's like still solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I expected the same as in Dark Souls 1, but it was alright.
Yeah.
Like,
Then
I
you're gonna
think,
have a bad time.
It's not
Like, I think
staggering
in Dark-
manas with 2 hits or something.
I think the thing of Dark Souls 3 is just like there are some recurring weapons, but they often get overshadowed by either weapons that are also kind of recurring. Like for the Claymore, I
Mhm.
would say like if you want to go for a Greatsword, why not just go for how's it called again? Hollow Slayer Greatsword or Black Knight Greatsword?
Yeah.
The Hollow Slayer Greatsword is so fucking broken in Dark Souls 3. I
Yeah, that shit is so good.
I don't remember
yeah,
which one
like,
was that, whatever.
That's the weapon you get from Curse of the Greatwood Soul.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's a Lucadil sword.
Yeah.
Like, I think there are just like I think in Dark Souls 3 you usually just can find a better weapon
Yeah.
than a recurring weapon.
Like indeed, in Dark Souls 3, I sort of have the same problem as Dark Souls 1, where a lot of weapons are just overshadowed by a different weapon in the same class.
Mm-hmm.
Where in Dark Souls 1, I definitely think the Claymore is probably the best of its class. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
anyway,
To be fair, I don't think it has that much contention.
No.
yeah, that
Flamberg.
yeah, the Flamberg, it uses a slightly different model through each game. In Dark Souls 2, it has a slightly more red, but
Mm-hmm.
the Flamberg, it's a great sword with bleed on it, and I actually want to talk a bit about it from Dark Souls 2. Of course,
Mhm.
who would have expected it? But
Yeah.
the difference between what they did to it in Scholar compared to base Dark Souls 2. In base Dark Souls 2, it is more like a DA scaling weapon, where it is like the complete opposite of another greatsword you can get in the game that is more strength orientated, also has bleed on it, of the Royal Swordsman or whatever the fuck they were called.
Oh,
that
the
are in
Royal
the Lost
Swordsman
Bastille.
sword, yeah.
Yeah, and I would say in base Dark Souls 2, it's not that good. And then in Scholar, they actually, if you upgrade it to max, it gets like an S scaling index. So they gave it back its identity for just being a greatsword that scales more of dex and has bleed on it.
Okay.
I think in all games it is pretty reasonably solid because, I think Stella wants to talk about the gimmick of Dark Souls 3 of this weapon.
Yeah, like I really want to talk about it. I really want to talk about it. Let's start with how much I fucking hate this weapon for its accessibility. You can get it relatively early on if you're really lucky. The way you get it is by farming thralls, and they have a 2% chance of dropping this weapon.
Yeah, I remember listening to you suffering while
It is
trying to get it.
pain.
Yeah.
But once you get it, it's actually like a pretty solid weapon. Like it has standard Greatsword moveset. It is not the best rolling attacks, I would say. But the real part where this weapon just shines is with its weapon art, because it's like it says it stands. It actually has the frame data of Stomp, which means that if you use it, you actually get extra weapon, not weapon art. You get an extra hyper armor, which is really nice, and the damage is also calculated as Stomp. So with the weapon art R2, you can actually do like a solid 1200 damage with it.
Hmm.
It is a really solid weapon, and I think it's actually being slept on by a lot of people.
Not gonna lie, because of the name, before I've actually like ever seen this weapon, I always thought it would deal fire damage.
Yeah, I can see that. I also thought that.
Especially when I picked it up in Dark Souls 2 and it was fucking red.
Yeah.
It be like that, man. It really be
Like,
like
oh, this
that.
must deal fire damage. Oh, no, never mind.
Like, I've never been that much attracted to Flamberg. I believe in Dark Souls 1 it was also pretty good, but I've never used it in Dark Souls 1. So
I believe in Dark Souls 1 it's one of the most solid bleed build-up weapons, so that's why
Where
it's
do
being
you
used.
get it in Dark Souls 1, actually?
You get
Snake.
it?
Oh,
Yeah, snakes.
okay. Fair enough. Oh, sounds like pain.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
next one is the magic one.
Ah, the classic.
Yeah, I mean, there's not. I don't want to say there's not much to say. Like, it's just the recurring weapon of the fucking FromSoft games. It's in every game they ever made, pretty
Except
much.
for
Yeah.
Sekiro.
Yeah, like, I've got to be honest. Like, it is just a magic greatsword. It has like the cool, like projectile and that sort of shit, but
It's so popular, Dark Souls 2 have 2 of them.
but like
That is actually like a really fun storyline in my opinion.
Yeah. Like,
like
you get the
I'm gonna be honest, like I think it's just relatively solid in all the games, except in the third game where it does fucking physical damage as well for some reason.
Which
What?
makes it so unbelievably bad, yet still the best weapon that an infuser can use, I think.
What? Why?
Like I think
Like-
they based it like they pretty much based it off the fucking Bloodborne Moonlight Greatsword, and that one also had physical damage on it.
Okay.
But the thing is, like, the moveset is exactly the same as from the Bloodborne moveset. But the thing is, like, there are lore reasons why you can argue that the Moonlight Greatsword needs the physical damage, since its Moonlight has kind of gone out. But because of it, it's so bad in Dark Souls 3, because blade
See,
damage is just terrible.
How do you get it in Dark Souls 3?
In Dark Souls 3, you kill Osiris and use its soul, I believe.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And in Dark Souls 2, you get the fake one from Bernard and the real one from New Game Plus Spider, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And in Dark Souls 2, its of it are low as fuck.
Sorry, what
like-
is low fuck?
Like it has like 18 strength, dex, and intelligence requirements or some shit like that.
That is very low.
Yeah, holy
like-
crap.
Like it is the reason why I actually have a semi-Jagan build that power stances Moonlight Greatswords.
Of course you do.
That actually sounds. I wish
Like-
power stancing was in Dark Souls 3.
Like
Yeah.
it is very viable because in Dark Souls 2 you can infuse it with raw, and it works really well.
Like, the thing is, I feel like in Dark Souls 1 it's actually pretty good in it, because it has the really good projectiles, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But because of the amount of durability it costs, you don't want to use it.
Yeah.
The way
Dude,
I
those
see it in
projectiles
Dark
are
Souls,
fucking cool.
the way I see it in Dark Souls 1, the biggest problem I have with this, you get it really late.
Yeah.
And even then, I think if you're an intelligence build, you're gonna have, just a fuck ton of projectiles you're gonna yeet out anyway, so you don't necessarily need an actual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the way that I see it, it's just a weapon that you would use if you're for some reason a physical, no, physical,
Like a
if
war
you're
mage.
just a melee, if you're just a melee mage or a war mage, yeah.
Yeah, which,
Yeah.
can be fun. It definitely is my preferred playstyle, but it's
Yeah.
still like, it is definitely not the strongest thing you
Mhm.
can do.
Okay,
But
the
in Dark Souls 2, the
next-
projectiles
Oh.
are actually really solid, and because of that, I really want to use it. But then it's a New Game Plus, and I don't really want to use Bonfire Scale, it's my least favorite area.
Like, I never used it because, again, yeah, it's New Game Plus, but I was about to see it because I don't know if you remember when we were doing playthrough with 4 people, and then one person was doing mage, and he was like, yeah, let's kill this boss so that I can get the sword. And then he used the soul to get fucking magic.
No, I thought he did the other way around.
No.
Well, whatever.
No.
But in Dark Souls 3, the projectiles are so incredibly fucking bad. It's terrible.
Because why would recurring weapon be good in Dark Souls 3?
Like, this is not even a recurring weapon problem, because there's no real weapon that fulfills the same niche that the Moonlight Greatsword does.
I know.
It's just terrible.
Anyway,
The next
I
one.
really want to flame it. It has the Bloodborne moveset, but without all the cool shit from Bloodborne.
Okay.
I hate it.
yeah, the Black Knight sword.
It's a great
Yeah.
sword?
Yeah, it's a great sword.
Actually, then.
Like, because the Black Knight people are so large, they,
okay.
all the weapons are actually, like, categorized one...
Like, it's fairly short, right? For a great sword, or.
It is in Dark Souls 1 and 3. It's fairly short.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Like it in Dark Souls 1, you can get it early on if you're lucky, and it's pretty strong.
Mhm.
Like it has high base damage, and you can just carry through the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
In Dark Souls 3, it has Perseverance, so it has more of a niche to it. I would say, where it's still just solid, and it still has high base damage but lower scalings. Like that's pretty much what the Black Knight weapons are usually about, just lower scalings but higher base damage. And
They
in
are
Dark
quite Jagan.
Yeah, Jagan.
Mhm.
And in Dark Souls 2, it is unbelievably fucking long. And it also has base fire damage. I don't
Actually-
know. I also
What?
don't know why they did that. It also has some whack requirements where it also requires some faith to use it.
I mean, I know that all the Black Knight weapons in Dark Souls 2 use int and not
Yeah.
int faith.
Yeah, but for some reason in Scholar they decided to nerf the requirements that you actually needed for the int and faith thing. But
How high were they?
not high. It's like nerfed by like 2 points of
Ah,
only one of the two, something like that. It's really not that much
Mm.
buffed, I would say. But I'm gonna be honest, like in Dark Souls 2, I think it's one of the better weapons in the game, simply because of the sheer amount of fucking length that it has, as well as just good base damage.
Oh,
And you can infuse with fire, which is really fucking good for this weapon.
where do you get
Yeah.
it in Dark Souls 2?
you find it in Iron Keep behind the hidden wall after you go to the Belfry Soul area.
Yeah,
oh
that's
my god, Jesus.
Yeah, it's...
or you can like kill some
you can
random
farm spiders.
Yeah, you can kill spiders.
Oh yeah, because spiders for some reason just drop shit. Yeah.
Like the spiders fucking like they have drip. The spiders in Dark Souls 2 have just drip, man. I don't know why.
Of course.
But yeah, like I've got to be honest, outside of just using it for like just new game, I think it usually tends to fall off to the other Soul games.
Yeah.
Like, I think this weapon is contender for the best Dark Souls 3 base game Greatsword, but DLC just fucked everything up, so this weapon kind of fell off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Ah, the flippy flip.
The weapon that Chris forgot existed.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it's because they all have a different name throughout the series.
Yeah.
And they aren't even consistent about what model they use.
No, that is
like
true.
in Dark Souls 1, like the model that we see on screen right now is like from the Great Observatories that is cursed, quote unquote, that you use Sith Soul for, and not actually the boss
Oh yeah, because there are two versions.
of Artorias. Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's 3 different Artorias swords in the entire fucking game of Dark Souls 1, which is dumb as fuck, but
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
have
can get 2 from Sif and 1 from Artorias.
yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
The
Yeah.
one from Artorias actually has the flip and the
Yeah.
swirly swirl.
Yeah, like this one just has the very delayed thrust attack.
Which is one of the worst attacks in fucking Souls game.
Like, I'm not gonna
Just-
lie, this weapon is cool and you use it for style. And outside of that, it's not good.
Mhm.
It's like, it's so easily punishable.
But then again, if you want to use weapon for style, Dark Souls 3 again added a weapon that is cooler in my opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and actually fucking meta. Slave Knight Kill Sword is broken as fuck.
Oh, I don't even mean that one. I mean the Abyss Watcher sword.
Oh, you
True.
mean that the Ultra Great Sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would actually argue that the Greatsword of Artorias is better than those.
I mean, maybe
For
no.
PvP, I don't think
Yeah.
it's for PvE.
Yeah. For PvE, actually for PvE, I also think it's better.
But as I said, I meant more as cool factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
It's
cool
cooler.
factor, indeed, I do actually agree with you.
Because this is
Like-
honestly, many people just use this sword for cool factor.
Yeah.
Like it is just a cool weapon, but outside of that, there's not it's not that usable, especially not in Dark Souls 2, where it exists.
Mhm.
But holy fuck, I don't want to pump 20 points in intelligence and fucking faith to use this
Yeah.
shit.
But power sensing, it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, but holy fuck, it is so many requirements.
Yeah, I
know.
know. It's painful, but it's so cool.
I
Yeah, and
remember
it's
I
not
was like,
even good. I
was like-
hate that it's not even fucking good.
I was just, yeah, I'm going to use this weapon. Requirements. Never mind.
Yeah.
And I just love the part, even in Dark Souls 2, where they specifically have it, like, if you have it in the left hand, it deals extra damage. It's so cool, but it has such shit requirements.
Yeah. Okay, next category is the bigger great swords.
The Ultra Greatsword. Hell yeah, let's go.
You know, the one that is called a great sword, but is an ultra great sword.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, one of my favorite weapons from Dark Souls 2, honestly.
Same.
Like, I'm not that big of a fucking Cloud Strife sword. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Like,
Never used it.
it is deals a lot of damage in all of the games, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's more of, I'm just gonna say it again. It's like the long sword of Ultra Great Swords.
Definitely.
Yeah,
I never used it in Dark Souls 3. I don't even know where you get it.
you get it in the Farron Swamp.
Okay, like in Dark Souls 1, I used it in a randomizer because I got it pretty early and, you know, damage was good. And I got the ring to go with the pierce attack, so that was pretty stonks amounts of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Greatsword has actually the highest hits in the entire game.
Yeah.
Melee hits in the entire
And
game, I believe.
in Dark Souls 2, I was using it during my first playthrough because I still wasn't using a lock on that game during that playthrough, so it was just easy to have it and just swing wildly.
Yeah.
True. Like, this is also one of those weapons where I think, like, I believe the, how's it called again? The two-handed moveset is horizontal on this one, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And not horizontal, vertical. Sorry, I need to talk properly. Like, because of that, it's actually one of my favorite weapons in Dark Souls 3 as well, if the Fume Knight Ultra Greatsword didn't exist.
Yep.
Because, like, the fact that this weapon has, like, vertical if you one-hand it, allows you to actually, like, have really good reach on, really good just broad arcs, which just is really nice sometimes. But if you want to two-hand it, it has a really solid moveset as well, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But then the Fume Knight Ultra Greatsword exists as well, and that one is just better. It has higher base damage, higher scaling.
It's just better.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is... Oh, yeah. That's why I didn't remember that, you know, Black Knight's sword was a great sword, because I was always just thinking of that one.
True.
Like in Dark Souls 2, they're actually called like the Black Knight Great Sword and the Black Knight Ultra Great Sword.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
Yeah.
in the actual put in the categories where they belong.
That is true.
Yeah.
Like,
It does have cool design, yes.
Yeah.
like
Indeed.
I really like the design of all the Black Knight weapons, pretty much. And I'm gonna say it. This weapon in Dark Souls 1, I think, is probably the worst of the Black Knight weapons.
Probably, yeah.
I mean,
Like,
the one thing I can definitely say about this is I hate fighting the Black Knights with this shit.
I think these ones are actually really easily variable.
I could never get the timing on this one.
Fair enough.
Especially, you know, the strong slow attack. When they, you know, charge from down.
Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I learned that one as well at some point.
This is the attack I could never properly dodge or parry.
I also think it's actually the worst one of the Black Knight weapons in... Actually, no, I forgot. In Dark Souls 2, the Black Knight Great Axe
yeah, I know. I
exists.
was like, my guy, you make a fucking.
Wasn't it
bold
like
claim
very
that-
short? The Great Axe?
It's not just very short, it sucks.
I mean, yeah, of course.
It has
but...
relatively low damage as well as a sweet spot mechanic, which really hurts.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah, like,
really fucking
Don't get me wrong.
hurts.
Like, if you want a short weapon in sorry, short great axe in Dark Souls 2, you have that one as well, the Bandit great axe.
That I'm actually using on my based man. And I'm actually starting to like it. I don't know why.
But like, this weapon is actually almost always one of the worst Black Knight weapons in my opinion.
Yeah. I like
Yeah,
how it
like-
looks, but it's kind of garbage.
Like
Yeah.
in Dark Souls 3, it actually like people figured out it had like the very interesting combo of where like the moment you hit the ground with the weapon, it also had a hitbox on the back of it.
Mhm.
So
Oh.
people started combo R1 basically turn around, hit with the grounded parts, and then true combo that in the rest of the strong attack.
Oh, that's actually interesting.
Which
Huh.
is really fucking difficult to do. Like I tried to do it, but goddamn, it's so fucking difficult. When it works, it deals a fuck ton of damage, but it is
Like-
like too high fucking it doesn't always work because your opponent also has to stand in a specific spot for it to work and shit.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like it is definitely like you really have to master weapon for a return that you could also get with Kale's Greatsword, you know?
Yeah, like the Black Knight Greatsword is usually just overshadowed.
Yeah,
Definitely. Okay, next one, the base cannon.
Aight.
Which, again, I thought it was just a greatsword, not an ultra one.
Like it has like in Dark Souls 1 it has like this faster ultra great sword swipes.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually was also in Demon Souls, but then its name was just Greatsword. But it uses the Zweihander
Model.
the model, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Dark Souls 1, it has base damage. Yeah.
I mean, like, basically in my mind, it's fairly slim for ultra greatsword, so my mind just put it in a greatsword category.
Yeah, I can understand that one. But in Dark Souls
Yeah,
2,
range.
in Dark Souls 2, I think it's actually quite bad simply because you have better options. It's like
Yeah.
I've tried to use it, but it's very mediocre. It is very underwhelming in Dark Souls 2, in my opinion.
Mm.
And in Dark Souls 3, I have the same problem, in all honesty.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
only
like Dark Souls 3 has a weapon that overshadows almost all of its counterparts completely.
which
The
one?
Storer Greatsword is the greatest weapon in that game, I think.
Ah, okay.
Like, that weapon is broken.
Never used it.
It's ridiculously light. It is basically the same weight as a greatsword,
Hmm.
but at the same time, it has like a great moveset. Weapon art charge instead of fucking stomp like every other weapon, and it's just the most flexible weapon in existence. If you infuse it with chaos, it has decent scaling. If you infuse it with intelligence, it gets an A scaling in intelligence. If you infuse it with just strength, it becomes a really good strength weapon. Dex, it becomes an actual fucking good dex weapon. But there's not time to talk about this story.
No,
Greatsword.
we're
That
talking
weapon is
about
the best.
the ones from the list.
Like, this weapon is indeed, like, it is overshadowed usually. It is still fine.
Yeah,
Except, like, in the first game, it's really fucking strong for PvE aspects, although
Mhm.
Yeah.
it takes some ball to get used to because it takes a lot of stamina, especially in the early game. But
Mhm.
And
there's a reason why it has such a legacy behind it.
yeah, one of the biggest memes of Dark Souls 1, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Giant dad.
Giant Daddy. Okay, next category will be the curved swords.
All right.
Mm-mm.
Cursor time, boy.
Why are you not working? Okay. Scimitar. Yeah, I guess it is in every game because again, I think it's just a staple. Just
yeah,
like
Scimitar. It has relatively good accessibility, I believe, in all the games. Just don't think it's good in all the games.
No. And you know why it's never good in any of the games?
Why?
Because of the next weapon we're going to talk about in
Yeah.
the same category.
Of course, of course. So Scimitar, a staple weapon, but honestly garbage. But then
Yeah.
there is.
To be fair, I actually did use the Scimitar a lot in my first playthrough on Dark Souls 2. Because I was power sensing it together with a Falchion.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Fair
Like,
enough.
the Falchion in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, it has like the same scaling as the Scimitar,
Mm-hmm.
but holy shit, it just has more base damage for like not that much more base damage, but it just has more base damage, which just means that it deals more damage overall. And You know what the cost is for like the amount of damage that it does extra?
Hmm.
Just wait. The only difference between the fucking falchion and scimitar is just wait.
I thought the Falchion is also just longer than the Scimitar.
Like it might be. That's something I don't specifically know.
Like,
in
I
all
know
honesty.
that I used Falchion in Dark Souls 1 at some point, and that was a pleasant experience, definitely.
Like the Falchion is one of those weapons where it is actually where in PvE standards for a miracle build this is contested as one of the best weapons if I understand it correctly.
And
Yeah.
Because of the Darkmoon Blade or Lightning Blade buff.
Yeah.
And again, I really like how this weapon looks, so I also was using it because of that.
Yeah. In Dark Souls 3 though, they actually did, the bad thing that Dark Souls 3 tends to do with recurring weapons, that is destroy the identity of it, because
Yeah.
they actually changed the scalings on it.
Hmm.
Meaning that it's just straight up different than the scimitar.
Which, to
Where
be
it-
fair, I'm actually fine with, because if a weapon is completely outclassed by another one, I would rather
Like,
just have it at the
I'm also fine with that. But this is not the way to do it. They basically like the fucking whatchamacallit, like the scimitar
Mhm.
gets like an EA scaling or something at base in Dark Souls 3. And the falchion gets like a DB scaling at base. It just gets more base damage for less scaling and more weight. It's a weird as fuck choice to make for like the last game in the series, just changing the identity basically.
Yeah.
But
this-
again, this is what just Dark Souls 3 did.
But that's not all that Dark Souls 3 did, because it also did the classic thing of getting overshadowed by one of its new counterparts. In
Like-
both PvE and PvP aspects, this weapon is worse than others.
Like, it is indeed just kind of weird that they made that choice.
Definitely.
Like, they changed it, but then also they introduced just better weapons again.
Mhm.
Like, in PvE, the Self-Sword Scimitar is probably one of the best weapons.
Yeah,
It's fast, it does a good amount of damage, it's easily buffable. Like, the thing that it suffers from is its bad range, but then again, like, that's why you don't use it for PvP.
Yeah.
Well, the next one is the weapon I never used. Not because it's bad or anything. I don't know, it's probably bad, but because of how fucking disgusting it looks to me. Fucking Shotel.
The Shotel.
I
this
find this
weapon-
weapon so ugly, I cannot use it.
Yeah. But this weapon, it's you find it in mid-game, and it's supposed to be the standard shield breaker weapon. Just, if somebody is turtling the entire time, this is your go-to weapon, or at least that's supposed to be what it is. Now, in Dark Souls 1, you can get it in Sense Fortress, which is like mid-game accessibility, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
like early mid game.
But it's like that in most games. I'm trying to remember where you... Oh yeah, I believe you can get Shoto and Dark Souls 2 near in the spider area as well.
Gutter.
Oh, Gutter? Oh yeah,
Gutter.
Gutter. But I believe you can find 2 in total. But-
Like, I don't know about the other location. It might be the fucking Scholar change.
Spiders probably drop it.
Yeah, spiders drop it.
Oh, okay.
But in all honesty, like, it's a weapon that you're meant to use for shield breaking. Now here's the thing. Dark Souls 3 fucked it up.
By adding more shield breaking weapons?
Not just that. Because, like, you also have the Karta Shotel, but I would still consider that one worse than the Shotel, I think.
Mm.
The Shotel also just bounces off of shields.
Really?
It does.
That's both
I've got-
funny and sad at the same time.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, the Shotel, at least in Dark Souls 1, it's just like, it's not the falchion, nor like any other curved sword that's actually good.
How to describe curve sword? Yeah, it's not a falchion.
And in Dark Souls 2, it has a very specific niche, and it actually does it well. But I'm gonna be honest, if you're in like the gutter area and like actually like it's the Black Gulch more most likely the place I should describe it as, but I just
Yeah.
lumped those two together. It's kind of a pain to actually explore that entire area, so I'm gonna assume that most people actually either will not find it or will find it and not use it, because the amount of enemies with shields that are actually a problem EVE wise are just basically zero.
Like, unless you want to get it for PvP reasons, why would you use it?
And in PvP reasons, most people in Dark Souls 2 actually don't use a shield.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically because there are so many fucking counters to shields in that game.
Mm-hmm. Like guard break is so fucking good as well in that game. So
Like guard
Yeah.
break, you have multiple weapons that just pierce shields with strong attack.
yeah, like
Um,
the spider silk.
a lot of like split damage in that game is not a problem whatsoever, so your shield won't even block 100% damage.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just shields in Dark Souls 2 are just not a problem most of the time.
Actually, yeah, as I think about it, Dark Souls 2 is the only one where I actually never really used a shield.
Yeah.
I did use it, but specifically on tank builds.
Yeah, the only moment I was started using a shield when I was preparing to make a tank build before my saves got corrupted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah. The next one is...
Oh, and of course in Dark Souls 2 there's one shield build that I specifically did because it has the
Yeah.
funny 1000 damage AR.
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
The
and then
Painting
I just
Guardian
hit him with the
Cursor,
funny mill
aka
breaker.
Yeah, then you hit me with the funny mill
Okay,
breaker.
this one is apparently bit too long because...
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know, because
Yeah.
I resized the window when it wasn't on full screen, the presentation. But then I put it on
Ah.
full screen, so it kinda stretched out.
Damn.
It's just kind of scuffed, we know.
Yeah, that's. In the future, I'll actually build around that one in that case.
Whoops.
The Painting Guardian's Sword. The weapon with shit accessibility, but it exists. In Dark Souls 2 it has really good parry frames.
Mm.
Like in. It was the weapon I was surprised actually exists in all the games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like...
Because it looks like something that shouldn't exist in all the games.
I understand what you mean, yeah.
Like
Like,
in Dark Souls 1, it's like the problem is like it is always really fucking short, but at the same time it has like the cool moveset with like the entire spin bullshit that has going on.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think people actually use this weapon in Dark Souls
Mm.
1, at least not in PvP.
No. Actually,
no,
how
PvE
do you
it's
get it
again
in Dark
one of
Souls
those
2?
weapons that is...
Hmm?
Sorry,
How
what?
do you get it in Dark Souls 2?
There's a New Game Plus Phantom in Aldia's Keep behind a painting that has a chance to drop it.
Wow.
It's once per New Game cycle, so you have to use bonfire schematics if you actually want to grind for it.
But in return
Wow.
you have a weapon with really good parry frames.
It has straight up the fastest startup parry frames in the entire game.
Okay. But
It is like infamous in Dark Souls 2 for straight up just being busted out if somebody wants to parry. Because there's nothing you can do about it.
But yeah, that would explain why I didn't know it was in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also has a different name in that game. So like when you see it in the loading screen, you also can't really decipher it.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
in Dark Souls 2, it's called the Monastery Scimitar.
Yeah.
Or Monastery Scimitar, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real, in Dark Souls 3, I tried to use it, but the base damage is so cripplingly low that not even good scaling can save it.
But Chris, it has bleed damage.
It has bleed damage, wow, that just makes it even sadder.
Yeah, it's... The only reason why I know this, and this is legitimately true, the only reason why I know it is because I actually played, like when I played the DLC and that's a Painting Guardian spawns in the,
Mhm.
like for
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Half-Life boss fight. It does bleed damage when he starts hitting you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you might forget about it because they can never proc it. But holy crap.
Okay.
Then I noticed how shit his damage was as well, and it was just sad.
Like, this weapon is... I don't know why it exists in all the games. I really don't.
Like, I
No.
just don't understand why it's in Dark Souls 2. Just...
Yeah.
But again, next category, actually, well, two of those. Curved Greatswords and Katanas. Because
Yeah.
there's only one recurring Curved Greatsword, I assume.
Yeah, there's only one, because the first game only has 3 curved greatswords. So...
And it is Murakumo, which I actually really like in Dark Souls 3.
Yep.
I used it on my Pyromancer.
I don't think I've ever used it in any other game, to be honest.
No, I don't think so either, honestly.
Like, in Dark Souls 1, curved greatswords are ridiculously strong because R1s loop in on each other. Because you know how it be.
Where do you get it in Dark Souls 1?
I can believe you can either buy it from one of
The
those.
only way you can get it is by buying it from Chief of the East. I
Yeah,
checked.
that's what I wanted to say. Like,
Oh,
you can either
okay.
buy it from him or you kill him. Like, I didn't know which one of the two it was.
If you kill him, I don't think you get it.
Okay, then you just buy it
So
off
it's
him.
also, I believe, like pretty late, right? In that case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you have to join the Cat Covenant, go back to
Oh
Blighttown.
yeah.
Like, it's just a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, you can't do it before killing any boss, I think.
Well, except for the first one.
Yeah, but you can also skip the first one.
Okay, fair enough.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm just being pedantic now.
technically.
Technically.
Like, I'm gonna
But-
be honest, I have never really used these weapons that much. I don't like curved ultra greatswords at all. I've never used any of them in
I like
any
them
game,
in Dark
really.
Souls 3.
In Dark Souls 3, they're actually like there's two that are incredibly good, and then there's the rest.
Like, the way I see
which
it,
one
it's
do you
just
mean?
like, usually when a herb weapon is good, like, of course I've used like the Gravelord's one in Dark Souls 1, and I've used
Mhm.
the Exile one in fucking Dark Souls 3.
I really like the Exile
But
one.
I've never really fucked with them.
Exiled was one of the two weapons I used in my first build in Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, it's also, but that shit is the base canon of Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
They did have to hard nerf it, I believe, in the DLC patch eventually, because it got an S-scaling in strength while also having the highest base damage of like basically all the weapons.
Ah, okay.
So it was just
Yeah.
like you could get like a relatively squishy build, like a mage that just didn't want to hard invest into vigor, could just get actually true combos are wanted by the thing.
Okay. But yeah,
I wonder if melee builds were good in Dark Souls.
In what?
I wonder if melee builds were good in Dark Souls 3, guys.
Nah.
But in all honesty,
only
like that,
magic or miracle, man.
like that shit had both the advantage of having really fucking good hyper armor and the ridiculously high damage.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only weapon that is actually contender for it eventually was the curved herald sword, I believe it's called.
Okay, then the first of the katanas, which is the Gucci katana.
Yeah.
No.
I actually used it in my strength build in the first Dark Souls to kill the Stray Demon.
Respectable.
I just
Fuck
couldn't.
the Morning Star.
Fuck the Morning Star. I did, like this is the weapon I used to kill the Stray Demon because holy shit, this was painful.
Yeah. I just used the Halbert.
I don't like halberds because of the. I just don't like it.
I know, but I just used it for my entire playthrough. So
I know. But yeah,
So-
Uchigatana bleed.
Like, indeed, in Dark Souls 1, I think the Uchigatana, like, you can get it early on by killing the merchant.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a good weapon
Definitely.
for Dark Souls 1 standards of having a fast weapon being actually good. But I'm gonna be honest, like, in Dark Souls 3, I've never fucked around with it. In Dark Souls 2, I actually have a bit to say about it, but we can probably go to the third game probably first.
Mm-hmm.
like, the Uchigatana is an interesting weapon to me because its accessibility is usually actually pretty good. But it's never my favorite katana in any of the games.
Like I really liked it in Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 2, I used it for a moment, but it wasn't my favorite katana, definitely.
No, in Dark Souls 2, like in Dark Souls 1, my favorite katana is the Aight, but you can find that one in Blighttown, so you first need to get to that.
Fucking, I hated just searching for it in my first playthrough.
But the Aight is like one of my favorite movesets, which is why in Dark Souls 2 it's also not my favorite katana, because the Black Steel katana from the how's they're called again? The Iron Keep guys, Alon soldiers. They have the Black Steel katana has the Aight moveset.
Yeah.
So why the fuck would I want to use the Uchigatana?
No, but I would say just Uchigatana, in my opinion, is kind of like, the straight sort of katanas when just solid.
Like, in
Yeah.
Dark Souls 2, I actually like the strong attack because it just is a slightly slower. Like, it's a slightly different R1, basically. It is just slightly slower. It still has the horizontal slash of an R1.
Mm-hmm.
And it has, like, the classic katana follow-up after that. So it's actually relatively unique and has good mix-up potential.
Okay.
Like, more, like, because they both look so similar,
Mm-hmm.
it can really throw some people off that don't actually know that it is just a strong attack instead of an R1 that you're doing.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I believe you showed it to me once,
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, true that you can see it.
like it is. If you're not necessarily looking for it, you won't find it.
Mm-hmm. Alright, it's time for my favorite katana from Dark Souls 2, which is Washing Pole,
Or the Odachi in
which
English.
is the correct name,
Yeah,
not Dachi.
yeah, it's right
Yeah,
Odachi.
it's just long katana.
Like, I really like it. My only problem with it is the fucking durability. This shit breaks so fast.
Yeah,
Like, I really liked just power stancing this shit in my Dex build. That was fun.
honestly, like this weapon is just infamous in Dark Souls 3 for its running attack.
Why?
It's undodgeable.
Ah,
It's just basically a spear running attack. Like it comes out really fast, but it's as long as a fucking spear, so you can't dodge it.
Oh, so it had the same use as it did in Dark Souls 2. Understandable.
Yeah.
like I
Fuck
also
this katana
I also
running
really like it for how it looks. It's a bit ridiculous, but also cool at the same time. Just
Like
this super long blade.
Yeah, I have never used one whatsoever.
Say what?
I've never used this weapon in Dark Souls 1.
I didn't know
No.
it was in Dark Souls 1.
I did know it, but I can't remember where to find it.
Actually, I think the only
Can
time
Shiva or something sells it.
Yeah, probably.
I think the only time I got it was in a randomizer, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, this shit is in Dark Souls 1."
like
Like-
it just has a relatively specific niche, and at least in the PvP scene, the washing pole has always just been something to chase down people that are trying to run away, and that you can just hit them with the katana running attack with infinite range.
This weapon is actually like the perfect epitome of what the Dex build has that the Strength build lacks, and that's just the fact that its punish game is fucking strong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, as I said, this is my honestly in all of Dark Souls, that was just my favorite katana to use.
yeah.
It was just,
I
just
can
very
understand.
fun.
I
In Dark
think
Souls
in
3, I
Dark
prefer the
Souls
Great Blade.
2, it was probably like my favorite design-wise katana because it's just
Mhm.
worse in every single it's at least worse in pretty much every aspect to like other katanas.
Mm-hmm.
But it again because of its range, it still had some use, which I found good. Like this is like the design I want the weapons to strive for.
Yeah.
Where even though it's just worse in pretty much all aspects to other katanas, it has that one thing which makes it good.
Range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks fucking cool. Okay, next one is the Chaos Blade, one that I never used in any Dark Souls.
Okay, the best katana usually.
I don't know. Honestly, didn't know it was in Dark Souls 1.
In Dark Souls 1, you can make it off the Soul of Quaylag.
Oh, yeah,
like-
true.
No. That's not. Are you fine with that? I believe. Didn't you just pick it up after the Fire Sage Demon, right?
No,
Let me check it.
no.
Huh, I never knew that.
Chaos
well-
Blade. Yeah, Soul of Quaylag, yeah.
Get
Wow.
fucked.
Yeah, I'll get.
It's
fucked,
just usually you don't have a katana at that point because there's so little fucking katanas in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially at that point, like, why would you really want the Chaos Blade? Like the Chaos Blade in Dark Souls 1, it's solid. Let me put it like that. It's just solid, but it mostly because base damage. It just has lower scaling than other katanas.
Mm.
And the entire thing of scaling with humanity is something I don't like for PvE gameplay at all.
No.
So
Like sacrificing something useful for them.
like, and in the other games, it is just PvP weapon, especially in the second one, where I think it's just straight up the best PvP weapon in the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The only thing
Because-
that has, in my opinion, a contention is the Ice Rapier, but
I think the Ice Rapier stopped too, with Chaos Blade just being unable to be dethroned because it's a katana with just
With what? You cut out.
thicky damage.
Ah, okay.
the key damage. Okay. Yeah.
And
But on the other
think
hand, I would
in-
say that the Ice Rapier still has the advantage of having a projectile and shit. which is
yeah,
also-
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
of course,
true.
but that's an argument for a different day.
Alright,
Yeah.
Speaking of an Ice Rapier, the next are Piercing Swords.
Oh, have fun
Oh,
taking
damn,
this.
we're not even gonna talk about Dark Souls 3.
I mean,
We-
Dark Souls 3 Gale's Blade is undoubtedly just the best katana.
True, true.
I mean, we just don't talk about Dark Souls
It has
3.
the
Fuck
same
this
moveset,
game.
I believe, as the Uchi katana, but instead it has actually good dex scaling
and damage.
and
damage.
damage
And critical damage.
and
Okay.
critical
Aight.
damage.
Anyway,
Like the-
let's go to piercing swords.
Ah,
Like the
the
death damage you have to
rapier.
pay with the for cost for using it is just not good. It's like it's not too bad.
No.
Rapier.
Dex weapon. I only game where I used the rapier was Dark Souls 2 on my Dex build. I used 3 rapiers in that, actually 4 rapiers in that Dex playthrough. I had just so many weapons that were max upgraded because thank you Dark Souls 2, you're the best game. That I was just using 4 different rapiers and like 3 katanas and something else.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, I think the rapier, except of course with Dark Souls 3, because fuck Dark Souls 3, but
Yeah.
I think in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, it serves a very specific niche. In
Mhm.
Dark Souls 1, it deals fat critical damage.
In Dark Souls 1, it's used for a move swap with Dragon Tooth.
I thought that was the mill breaker that they used.
Yeah, maybe. I know at some point I did see rapier, but maybe it was changed or.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, just rapier Dark Souls 1, it deals hella critical damage. That is its main purpose.
Yeah.
And in Dark Souls 2, it is like the first rapier you can get, and you know, it is used for speed running strategies for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, power sensing rapier for your last boss.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking madman on Zdarva.
Oh, sorry.
And
great.
in Dark Souls 3, it's there.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it is there.
It legally speaking is there.
How bad is it?
Just rapiers in just Dark Souls 3 in general are just bad.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the best one is the DLC rapier, and even that one I would say is not good.
Like, I think it's the DLC one is solid, but
It
not
was
good.
solid, like it is solid, but the fact is that they nerfed the critical damage on it.
Like, it is indeed like it has problems, but
And the projectile on it is the worst fucking projectile in the game. Fight me.
yeah, no, it is. I'm not gonna fight you on that. It's so fucking bad.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Like,
I used it to kill Freed once. That was about it.
Aight.
the rapier in Dark Souls 3, it's just you can get it really early on. You can get a taste for what rapiers are like the rest of the game, and then you can just never equip it again.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one will be the S-Stock. Never used that weapon a single time in my life.
It's an interesting weapon.
Why?
Like, it has a really, like, first of all, it's one of the weapons where its special isn't just thrust or consecutive thrust, but it's a slashing attack.
Oh, okay.
It's
Like, its strong attack is indeed a sweep.
Yeah. And furthermore, it's one of the weapons that's, like, it's one of the few piercing weapons, I believe, that it's not just straight up a better dex weapon than strength weapon.
Yeah, it is actually indeed a strength thrusting sword, which is interesting.
Huh.
Like-
Except for Dark Souls 3, I believe, but...
Like, it's Dark Souls 3.
It's Dark Souls 3.
Like,
It's Dark Souls 3.
Fuck this
like in
game.
Dark Souls, the better rapiers in the game, even without just the build thing, because it gets like a B in strength and a D in dex or some shit like that.
Oh.
So, like, it's just a very solid weapon. It has good base damage. The swipe again gives us that sort of long sword versatility that you really want from a weapon most of the time.
Like, I remember every time I picked it, even once when I just equipped it, I didn't use it, but I thought it was more of a long sword than a piercing sword.
Yeah, like it is indeed like it looks. And I'm
You-
gonna
you-
be
you
real, in
cut
Dark
out-
Souls 1, I have
cut out again.
never even fucking touched this thing. Like, I have picked it up, never equipped it a single time.
Same.
The thing is,
Aight.
like, this weapon does have, like, a small point in Dark Souls 3, where for some reason the stagger of it was just as high as an Ultra Greatsword. But that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
about
What?
the only time when it was used.
Ah.
Yeah, true.
Ah. Aight.
Like, this
Like,
weapon
there was a
infamous
whack
for...
time.
Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, guys.
But, like, it made, how's it called again? The Abyss Watcher, it made it, like, the easiest fucking boss cut you could actually just R1 spam it to death.
Yeah.
Well, time for Chris to get angry. It's time for Mailbreaker.
Yeah.
You mean the dagger?
Yeah, I mean the dagger. Yeah.
I'm not gonna fall for this bait once again. I've already been baited earlier once today. I'm not gonna do it again.
Well, you can go on a rant about this.
Okay, so we all know the Millbreaker, right? It's from Demon Souls, of course. Classic game. You can get it extremely early on in fucking Demon Souls, where you just have to explore a bit and you get it. It's a very short piercing sword with good critical damage. The entire gimmick of this weapon is that it's a piercing sword, but it's also a dagger. It takes like the good critical part of a dagger and the moveset of a rapier, and that's the entire gimmick. It does not specialize in either of the two, so you have a better alternative for if you want one of the two. But if you want both, you pick the Millbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
In Dark Souls 1, this weapon is shit. There's no contest about it. It's just straight up maybe like bottom 3. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Yeah,
so
the only reason why
incredibly
you would use
fucking
this move
garbage.
swap glitch.
Yeah.
Like, it is fucking awful.
Hmm.
Dark Souls 2, it is really good.
Mm.
It has
Yeah.
still low base damage, but it's a good quality weapon. And things like the Ring of Blades really help it out with the low AR in general. It has just it has like this sort of Bloodborne thing where if you just two-hand the weapon and you actually start just R1 spamming, it gets like it has a really good modifier still for two-handing.
Hmm.
And even for one-handing it's solid. It gets like the shield break strong attack in Dark Souls 2 as well, which is again more versatility on a weapon with that trademark is versatility in general.
Yeah.
And then you come to Dark Souls 3 and it's a dagger. Yeah, fuck the legacy of this weapon. Just, a dagger. It's a dagger now. It's dagger that's just overshadowed by other dagger. Yeah, why not, man?
All my homies hate Dark Souls 3.
Like, the only thing I will give this weapon over, like, the only thing I will give this weapon in all games at least is that it's so fucking easily accessible.
Yeah,
I
that
think the problem I have with it in Dark Souls 1 is it is like you can get it relatively early, but you're about to go into the depths and you're not gonna walk back to Andre to upgrade it.
No, true.
that is
And
true.
at that point you have already like basically found like in the early game at least a weapon type you're more invested in than a fucking Millbreaker, because people are gonna
Yeah.
look at the damage and think, wow, 57 damage on a piercing sword? Yeah, no, I'm Gucci.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be fair, in Dark Souls 1 you also wouldn't use it because it's a fucking Millbreaker in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah,
But
true.
like in all games it's really early that you can pick it up.
Yeah.
Like in Dark
True.
Souls 2 you can just pick it up in Forest of Fallen Giants. In Dark Souls 3 you can pick it up right before Grey Rat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
true,
And then be
true.
disappointed right before Grey Rat.
Yeah.
Before you find the good waifu of Dark Souls 3.
Like the first time I played
You cut off again?
You cut out again.
the first time I played through fucking Dark Souls 3 and I found the Millbreaker, I was like, alright, it's big brain time. And I equipped it. And I used it. And at that point I deadass shut off the game.
No, that's respectable.
Getting away with this.
And then you on the other playthrough kill the dancer without upgrading this shit.
It still needs to have some motherfucking respect on its name.
If the game isn't going to give it, Chris is going to give it.
Alright, time for my favorite rapier from Dark Souls 2. Actually, together with Espada Ropera. But
This shit's so good.
this shit does so much fucking damage. And
this is one of those weapons where I would have loved it in Dark Souls 3 if it was better.
And
but it's a
just
rapier in Dark Souls 3.
equip the stone ring and
Boys break.
Boys break with rapiers.
Dark Souls 1, this shit's bad. I'm not gonna.
It is bad, but I still really like it for I was calling
Like-
again, just buff builds.
Like, it is just like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, like, regards, like, I will give it that throughout all the Soul games. It's, like, weapon attack of just multiple spammy pokes is just cool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And like, in Dark Souls 3 with just the stance of the rapier itself, it just has small Ricard's rapier stance on it.
Mm-hmm.
which makes it less special, but it's still fine.
Dark Souls 3 making a weapon less special? What?
Like, I do
And
want to go off on this weapon in Dark Souls 3 for a bit soon.
in Dark Souls 2,
Mm-hmm.
it gets like very low base damage for very high scaling. Its scaling is insane, and it really just shows the point of having a weapon with low base damage but good scaling, where it's only good for that one specific thing
Mm-hmm.
of like high scaling. Its its strong attack usually isn't that incredibly useful, simply because it takes that much much.
That is him, yes.
Yep,
Yeah,
that is me.
that
I'm
much
shiny.
durability, but it's still really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's still in PvP. It's not that great because some parts of the stab attack just don't have as much poise damage on it as other parts. So some people can still get out when hit with the first poke.
Oh, okay.
So it's not that great for PvP in Dark Souls 2. But if you can hit the hard roll read in Dark Souls 2 with this weapon, yeah, they're fucked.
Yeah.
They're real fucked.
Aight. Like, I remember when, my first build in Dark Souls 2 was, of course, strength. And then when I was doing my second playthrough with Stere, I was going Dex, and he was like, yeah, you should try this weapon, it's quite fun. And then I saw the bullshit fucking damage.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Like, this was the
Fun.
weapon you did a specific 99 Dex playthrough for, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Dex for life, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I
this
mean,
weapon...
that and Helix Halbert, because Helix
Yeah.
Halbert is
And
Helix Halbert is also cool.
fun.
And again, I really like how it looks. Still, I like how Espada Ropera looks more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's fancier.
No,
But yeah,
I want to...
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you go
No,
first.
I was about to say that you wanted to talk about it in Dark Souls 3.
I love this weapon so much in Dark Souls 1 and in Dark Souls 2. It's so fun. But Dark Souls 3 fucking ruined this weapon.
Like everything.
Yeah. But I hate it. Because I'm not sure if you've ever used it in Dark Souls 3.
Nope.
In Dark Souls 3, the strong attack isn't the fast stabs.
What is it then?
It's just a stab forward.
Ah.
It's the weapon art is the fast stabs. Which makes it so fucking annoying, because if you're doing a melee build, you usually don't have mana, and since in base Dark Souls 3, mana doesn't regen,
Nope.
the damage fall of it is insane when you don't have mana. Meaning that you can't even hit an enemy with the entire funny thing, and then it just R1 you once with just the random fucking XL Greatsword or something, and they outtrade you. Even if every hit of that would be a fucking counter hit with Leo Ring equipped. It has nothing going for it, since the rapier has a fucking mini Ricker's rapier moveset.
Yeah, like the only moment I had contact with this weapon, I believe, is the one thing that gets summoned that's using this weapon. God.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you are.
You are shiny PogChamp.
You are the little PogChamp. Oh my god. Anyway, next category.
Right. Sorry,
Axe
I
body
really had to
spray.
get that out of my system. I hate it.
No, that's fine. Like, I haven't gone off on the mill breaker like 1,000 times.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever used any axe in any fucking Dark Souls.
Near the end of Dark Souls 2 life's span, axes actually became relatively meta for a while.
Wait,
Yeah.
What looks cool, Fankles?
Axe. I assume so.
Oh yeah, axes are cool.
Like, I'm gonna be real, the hand axe in Dark Souls 1 is actually not bad. It's really fast for an axe.
Actually, no, the only axe I was ever using was in Dark Souls 3, the one that you get early.
Oh yeah, the occult, not the occult.
The one with dark
one.
damage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the deep.
Yeah, deep.
One.
That's the only, I believe, the only axe I was ever using.
Because we were all taught in the theory of base damage.
Yeah, dark hand.
So y'all like Jagans, okay? But like in Dark Souls 2, it is just outshined by other axes. Sadly, it's the gimmick of the hand axe is that it's just light. Most of the time. And I'm gonna be honest, in Dark Souls 3, I've completely forgotten it was even here.
don't know anything. Like the hand axe is a weapon where I know it has almost always good accessibility,
Mm-hmm.
and that's all I know about the
You
weapon.
know, it's the straight sort of axes.
Is it though? Because we have the battle axe.
Yeah, like I would more say like it's the
Okay,
short
yeah,
sword.
yeah, fair enough. And this is the long
It
sort
gets
of.
outshot. Like in every game, it just gets outshot by one of its other counterparts. That's probably also recurring.
Yeah, the battle axe.
It's like this is one of those webs where I'm like, why?
Like again, in Dark Souls 1, I would definitely say pick it up and just see how it works because the Parliaments start with it and it's quite fun in my opinion.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the battle
Ah.
axe, it's just standard axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the battle axe. Actually, it's pretty large and has pretty good damage, I would say.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Like
it's just standard.
yeah, as I think this was just the only one I used.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This
Yeah.
one is also just one of those weapons where it's like it has easy accessibility,
Mm-hmm.
decent base damage. It's a solid weapon,
Yeah.
and it's just better than the hand axe. So it's the battle axe.
Yeah. Why would you use hand axe if you can use this one? You know,
Yeah, like,
the cooler
actually.
the cooler brother. I actually didn't know this one was in every game.
The-
The
That's
butcher
the
knife.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Butcher's knife is an interesting weapon in every game. Which one did you not think it was in?
True. I don't know if I've ever seen it in Dark Souls 2.
You can get it from the Rotten Soul.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Butcher's
Uh,
knife is a relatively mid-game weapon, usually, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like after you
Yeah.
kill the Rotten, or after you kill Melinda the Butcher in Blighttown,
Oh yeah. That...
or after you kill Melinda the Butcher in Dark Souls 3. Or you
Wait.
can get it actually pretty early on.
Where does she invade in Dark Souls 3?
She
She's
doesn't
just
invade.
standing vibing.
It's an NPC in the small path between like the first Irrital guy and then the
Oh yeah.
halfway
Okay.
fortress.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I remember.
Like it has been relatively consistent throughout all the games, where it's just like it's a weapon. When you attack somebody, you heal with it, and always it's just a strength weapon, and I
Also-
believe it always has the same length.
Not gonna lie. Why the fuck is it's in axe and not it should be a greatsword just from the looks of it.
Yeah. Also, I really fucking love the R2 of it.
Like-
It's so funny.
Like the way I see it is like, especially in Dark Souls 2, this weapon is really fucking good. But it actually originates from a weapon from Demon Souls, where you had a fat demon basically wielding two of them, two butcher's knives, and you
Oh.
could create one of the butcher knives with the soul of that demon. And it's the
Oh,
weapon that
yeah.
has 3 scalings, so it'd be like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
No, but still, was the strong attack where you just lift it above your head and smash down, or with like
yeah,
two
but
hands?
you also you run a slight bit forward.
Yeah,
And it's like
yeah.
when I used this shit against Chris in PvP, it was the funniest fucking
Like,
shit.
This shit has phantom range out of the ass. in Dark Souls 2. Like, I think if you put some pine resin on it, you can just see that the hitbox of it is straight up just also bigger than it looks in general.
Mhm.
Yeah. But this is one of those weapons where I used it in Dark Souls 2. Because it's an axe, like, axes are in general not one of my favorite classes.
Hmm.
And I only used it in Dark Souls 2. In Dark Souls 3, I believe that you can just pick up better weapons, again, than the Butcher Knife. They don't necessarily fulfill the exact same niche, but at the same time, you don't really use axes in Dark Souls 3, I think.
You don't use most of the weapons in Dark Souls 3.
No, but I don't think there's a single axe that's actually, like, considered that great in Dark Souls 3.
I mean, you know, early game, the deep one,
Yeah,
but that's about it.
and I guess that you could also have the Millwood Battle Axe for the funny charge, but
Okay, the Crescent Axe.
this one is a story.
Why?
Let me tell you about the Crescent Axe. Now, I don't know anything about the Crescent Axe in Demon Souls.
Cringe.
This is, like, I never played Demon Souls, so I can't tell it, like, I can't talk about it. But in Dark Souls 1, this is an axe. But it has, like, it's like a pretty bad weapon, I think. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily good.
Mhm.
But
bad.
you know what it is in Dark Souls 2, Daniel?
What?
It's a great axe. But it has a Halbert moveset and a sweet spot mechanic. It's a weapon where once I seen Chris use it, I just didn't know what the fuck was hitting me. It's genuinely one of the coolest weapons.
Huh.
And in Dark Souls 3, you know what it is?
What?
A Halbert. This is, I believe, the only weapon in the. This is the only recurring weapon that has changed its weapon type in all the games.
Okay, that's actually interesting.
So, I would indeed like you didn't know that much about Demon Souls, but in Souls, it is a great axe. And it has no magic scaling whatsoever, and it has like DE scaling or some shit.
Ugh.
It is not good because it's R1 in PvP, also don't true combo.
Mm-hmm.
But it has damage, I guess. But yeah, like in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2, it also has magic damage and shit.
Yeah.
And in Dark Souls 2, I really like this weapon. It's a quality weapon in Dark Souls 2.
Okay.
With like an E scaling and intelligence that doesn't fucking matter at all.
I mean,
but it's really, really fun to use. It's like just an axe with a sweet spot mechanic and a halberd running attack. It has mix-up potential out of his ass. And in Dark Souls 3, it's just like, yeah, halberd with Warcry. Why not?
why not?
Dark Souls 3 Crescent Axe got murdered, though.
Yeah, like, it's fucking bad.
Like, let me read you quickly what they say about it on the wiki.
Okay.
Then you'll understand what I mean.
Okay.
One sec, let me find it. Crescent. My god, there's even Crescent Moonsword as well instead of Crescent. Okay, let me read you what they say. Blessed Infusion may prove effective on Warcry type weapons. A Blessed Crescent Axe with 20 strength, 18 dexterity, and 40 fate has 337 AR. Now you have a weapon that is Blessed Infused. Which
Yeah.
is like one of the worst infusions in the game.
But it's blessed.
Yeah, no, fuck off. It's really bad.
You get the damage.
I still find it a weird choice in Dark Souls 3 remove the magic damage of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's again part of the weapon's identity.
You know,
so it's
but
like,
it's
yeah,
Dark Souls
why?
3, so why would they keep it?
True.
Like, removing identity in Dark Souls 3 is just so common.
Yeah, named more iconic duo. Oh, the next category is big axes.
Yeah.
With the Great
Just
Axe.
take it away.
Oh, I think Great Axe, I actually used this at some point. Because
Possibly.
I think in Dark Souls 3 I used it for a while. And it's like, it was alright experience, nothing special. I don't have much to say about it.
I've got to be honest, like, it's just a very short great axe. That's the entire thing of this weapon. It's just, it is damage. You get it very early on for a great axe, usually.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's short. That's about it. I'm gonna be honest here. This weapon, I think, throughout all the Souls games, has just been bad. Simply because of the fact that it's incredibly slow with shit reach.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
you know, the only person that can properly use it are the hollows in Dark Souls 3.
True. They fucking
Yeah.
basketball dunk your ass.
Yeah.
When I saw that moveset from the Hollows, I was like, holy shit, will I be able to do that as well? And then I was using it as like, oh, well, let me never use this weapon again.
Yeah.
Like, I was
yeah,
like, maybe they made that the weapon artist on this. It's like, I heard that Dark Souls 3 was trying to like spice it up with weapons by introducing weapon art.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is fucking Warcry.
Okay, Funkles, you might be right, but this is more of a group project than my own thing.
Yeah, it's true. I'm the person who actually made the PowerPoint, so you know how it's be.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
doing all the work.
I mean, all I've done is research where some weapons are to talk about its availability.
And
the
check.
Great Axe actually does have good availability.
That is true.
Damn, he did it. He set the line, guys. We're done here.
Yeah.
The only time I used this weapon was in randomizer in Dark Souls 1. I've never used it again.
Well, let's take it away again.
I'm gonna be completely fucking honest with this weapon, man.
Mm.
I think in Dark Souls 1, there's just not enough fucking like Black Knights wielding a great axe that you can actually get this weapon
Yeah.
that early on in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So in Dark Souls 1, I pretty much consider it as non-existing because I'm not gonna change my weapon up right before Gwyn. That's just not a thing.
Just go
In
out, upgrade it, and come back.
And in Dark Souls 2, it is just incredibly shit. We talked about it a bit earlier, where it's just moveset is relatively short.
Yeah.
It has a sweet spot mechanic. It has low base damage for the weapon. The scalings are it has split damage. Again,
Just
In
it's
Dark Souls
just
2,
not
that's
that.
fine. But
it just have everything that
in
makes
Dark
it
Souls 2,
bad.
that's fine, right?
Yeah, like it's fine, but I still think it's worth mentioning that it has split
Yeah.
damage because some people really do find that a deal breaker, all things considered.
Definitely.
And in Dark Souls 3, I don't even know where the fuck it is. I just know that I at some point have it, and I just be like, okay, yeah, it
Well,
be
Okay,
like that.
I actually
I
need to
can tell
check
you.
it.
You need to farm it from Black Knight.
Ah. Really?
Probably that from Sinners I got it, most likely.
Probably.
Like, I've got
At
to
least
be
I'm
honest.
like 99% sure.
Like in base Dark Souls 3, I also had it at some point, but it was like, yeah, I had it. I didn't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about this weapon at all.
Yeah.
It's just I haven't built a bond with this weapon throughout any of the Soul games, and I don't see a point in using it now in the very last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially if the availability of it is like, yeah, go to Dark Firelink, trying to kill some people. Like that's just not a thing that's gonna happen.
True.
Mm-hmm. But
I fully agree with you.
I just didn't like it even in Dark Souls 1 because it just felt short.
I got a raid.
Oh, why is it? Oh, for fuck's sake! But thank you very much for the raid. Oh, that's unexpected. Oops, that should be way above everything. Yes, but thank you for the raid. We're doing a we're talking about Dark Souls weapons because we have nothing better to do with our lives.
No, you want to start a podcast, and this is the podcast.
It's the scuffed cast.
No, it's Connoisseurs for Idiocracy.
Okay, fair enough.
Don't take this away from me. I thought of the name.
Mad cringe.
Mad cringe. Just to take it away from you, I will misspell it every time.
Oh no, don't.
Because spelling fucking Connoisseurs is difficult.
Yeah. I had to look it up multiple times to actually make sure that I said it correctly.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
next
I
weapons.
think there's just nothing to say about this one.
I used it in Dark Souls 2. It was mediocre as fuck, and I immediately swapped over to the Black Knight Greatsword.
Why
Yeah,
would
I
you
know.
Mediocre as fuck.
Anyway, me and my boys in the club.
I'm
yeah.
gonna be honest, I fucking love hammers. I'm gonna be honest, Dark Souls 1 club, this was the only weapon I used for my strength build the entire time.
Really?
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
This
did
weapon
mention that
gets
before.
an scaling and strength for some shit. It's really fucking good, actually.
I'll be honest, I don't think I ever actually did a strength build in Dark Souls 1, because I just was like, yeah, I'm just gonna bring this account to like New Game plus 10.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest problem in Dark Souls 1, its durability is kind of a problem, I'm not gonna lie. It's also short. But outside of that, it's light, it does good damage. It's solid.
It's the long sword of hammers.
I wanted to do like a build around this. I wanted to do like a build around the Gaping Dragon weapon. But the moment I got that weapon, my fucking club did more damage than it. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm kind of Gucci.
Aight.
The dragon, like how's it called again? The Gaping Dragon weapon is also just a weapon without scaling, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
But it does have like a 50 strength requirement.
Yeah, true.
Oh.
Like it's a scaling weapon without scaling.
I remember I wanted to use it, yeah. No, but I did actually use Club in Dark Souls 1, and it's a very fun weapon, definitely.
In Dark Souls 2, it's a really good strength weapon as well. Again, as scaling, you can't beat that. It also has more of an axe moveset with the R1s than a club moveset. Which makes it slightly faster while still keeping the bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
In Dark Souls 3, I don't know shit.
Why would you use it in Dark Souls 3?
Don't see a reason to use it over the maze.
And, also, I believe it has just pretty good availability in every game, right?
Yeah, you can always get it relatively early on. It's the starting weapon of all the deprived classes.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, so you can start with it, so that is very early.
Availability? Let's go. Okay, sorry.
Don't worry.
I believe you can buy it in Dark Souls 1 from the mill shopkeeper. Dark Souls 2, you can...
You can buy it off the Melentia in...
okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And in Dark Souls 3, you pick it up where the dragon lands.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, where
True.
you can also pick up the claymore.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I indeed had to think for a second. I was like, wait, which dragon? But then I remembered, no, it's
Yeah.
probably not a DLC exclusive weapon.
Yeah, man, club the DLC exclusive. Mm.
You know, it's a contender with this shit like Slave Knight kills weapon.
I don't know, man. I think he was using a club in his second hand.
No, like
And
he
that was not
just
a crossbow.
no, like there's a secret 4 face that was never used where he throws out his greatsword and it just pulls out the club and was like, you know what, I had it. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah, he just like he also just pulls off all his armor and becomes the price class.
Yeah, man.
Like, I won't slice you anymore. I will just give you a mild concussion.
The bonk go to horny
Anyway,
Joe.
the next one is the mace.
The mace. I think it's solid in every every game.
I use it in Dark Souls 1, and yeah, definitely. I used it for a while. Hella
Like-
solid weapon.
It has good base damage, good speed, good poise break. Like it is just solid in Dark Souls 1. In
Mhm.
Dark Souls 2, it's also like that, and in Dark Souls 3, it's also like that, but has perseverance as well. It has
Like,
been
Dark
solid
Souls 3
throughout.
mace is the best fucking like strength weapon if you're not talking like really big shit.
Like it's indeed like this weapon does so many things very well.
Mhm.
It's just I don't think it necessarily excels in anything really, but what it does really fucking well throughout the entire series, and I definitely think you can probably just pick it up and just basically say like, yeah, I main the mace in Dark Souls.
Yeah. Like, I
okay.
don't actually remember where you pick it up in Dark Souls 1, but I know in Dark Souls 2 you can buy it from Blacksmith Leningrad, which is
Yeah.
relatively early on, and in Dark Souls 3 you buy it?
Wasn't it a starting weapon from somebody?
Yeah, it's
in Dark
also
Souls
a
1?
starting weapon of the
It's
cleric.
also,
in Dark
Yeah.
Souls
yeah,
2.
indeed. Which
True.
makes it really fucking good, because like one of the first boss you can fight as cleric, for example, can be Ornstein, which is just a guy in armor, or
Yeah.
Dragon Rider, which if you don't drop him is just a guy in armor. And maces
Mhm.
are well, just blunt weapons are just really good against that. So you do so much fucking damage actually for just like an unupgraded mace.
Yeah,
That is true.
Like it makes the game so makes that part of the game so easy.
like mace, pretty solid. You
Yeah.
can use it.
Well, the next weapon, the one where I decided to go for Dex weapon instead of using this garbage on my strength build.
Yeah,
Fucking
weapon
Morning
bad.
Star.
Let's move on.
This is the worst weapon in all the games.
But bleed.
No,
not
I don't
gonna-
give a shit.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely not the worst weapon in every game, but it's just been consistently bad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Daniel. If you want bleed on a hammer, why not just use the reinforced club? It has better damage.
Because small.
No, it's about the same size.
I know. Like,
It's
like-
sad. This weapon just gets outshone by the fucking reinforced club, which is just a club with nails.
I genuinely think the only reason why this weapon is, in all of the games is because in real life this is also just super iconic weapon.
Yeah.
Alright. But now, time for the weapon with the greatest availability. The pickaxe in Dark Souls 2.
Bro, why'd you have to do it
Big
something like that?
meats.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think this weapon just has shit availability in nearly every game it's in.
Yeah.
I don't remember where to pick it up in Dark Souls 1.
In Dark Souls 1, it's either guarded in like the fucking Blighttown swamp area, somewhere behind like a pillar or some shit.
Okay.
Or it gets like dropped somewhere around Blighttown. I don't like it's probably somewhere in a corpse there. I'm
Let
not
me
gonna
then
lie, it's
quickly
more
check,
likely.
but yeah, it's just...
Like, it
It-
has
it-
shit availability in all the games. I can
Like,
agree with that.
The bad thing about it is in Dark Souls 1, it's even just bad.
Yeah.
It is really heavy and does really low damage for what it is. Like it's get outclassed you can get earlier.
Eh?
Like
So,
it is just
You know from what the pickaxe drops in Dark Souls 1?
Well,
The infested barbarians with boulders.
oh yeah.
With 5% chance to drop.
Yeah, there
wait,
we go.
hold up. That actually changes the game. That means that the pickaxe in Dark Souls 1 has better availability than a large club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck off!
Anyway, in Dark Souls 2, it is painful to get. Like you have to lead a pick down a spider village to basically let it eat some mushrooms.
It's just
Uh,
who thought of that?
I don't know who thought of that, but that man should get a raise. That's so fucking funny.
Like I remember watching on YouTube on how to get this weapon. I was like, yeah, I will just never get. No, I will just never get it. Why would I know?
Like, I've gotten it on multiple builds, and I can definitively say that I'm happy that this weapon got a buff at some point. Because this weapon is very short. You can't steer it in Dark Souls 2 whatsoever, which is really fucking bad for like it's being a great axe
hammer.
in the later installments.
Wait, is the Great Axe there?
Or Great Hammer, one of the two.
I think it's a Great Hammer, because Great...
Yeah,
Because
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it just has the slow moveset. And the thing is, like, it is also, like, in base Dark Souls 2, it is just sitting on that crisp 100 counter damage, which just means it has no counter damage. And then eventually, they got the godlike patch, where it got the counter damage of a katana, which is so fucking memes that I can't even...
Wait, what? It got the counter damage of a katana?
That's why you can deal 1,000 damage with an R1 on this thing in Dark Souls 2.
Bro, it also has it also does thrust damage. You can just abuse the
Yeah,
whole
I
Leo ring
know.
with
It is just the biggest fucking meme stuff. Like, that's the entire reason my entire build in Dark Souls 2, where I use the pick, is called Henry Hardstyle, because either I hit you for 200 or 1,000. There's no in between.
I just imagine the conversation. Yeah, I'm doing a ninja build in Dark Souls 2. Oh, cool. Which katana are you using? Pickaxe.
That's pretty woke.
Yeah. And in Dark Souls 3, shit availability, but it's good
Where do you
weapon.
get it in Dark Souls 3?
You pick it up at the giant in the Aerosol dungeon.
Yeah, like, it
Oh,
has
yeah.
galvanized, so more stamina recovery, and for low level PvP, it's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you can deal like 600 damage at
Mm.
that time with it if you do early game PvP and invade the site to invade an airfield. And people around that time are sitting on that like crisp below 1,000 health.
And
So
again,
you can either one bank people with it if they have shit defenses, or you can pretty much two hit people with good counter hits.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, and again, because it has thrust damage, you can also abuse the Leo ring again.
Yeah. Again, problem, it's short, it's slow, that's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is really good.
Well, next weapon, I've only seen this weapon on the randomizers when like two of us just got it, except for me. But I've never used it for the other thing. Like, you need to kill Andre for that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Dark Souls 1 you do. Like, in Dark Souls 2 it's a lot better for that.
In Dark Souls 2, I actually want to talk about it a bit more a bit later, but
Uh-huh.
in Dark Souls 1, it's indeed like you need to kill Andre for it, which means you don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's also just a Titanite weapon.
Yeah.
Extra painful that you have to kill Andre.
As fuck.
Like, it's so fucking... It's just not viable at all to use this weapon in Dark Souls 1.
Like, you know what would have been actually pretty big memes? If they gave Andre just a max upgraded weapon.
Yeah, true.
That would actually be woke, yeah.
Like, random max upgraded weapon, kill Andre speedrun strat? No kidding.
Yeah.
No, but in Dark Souls 2, the model for the blacksmith hammer is actually used on the craftsman's hammer or something like that.
Craftsman.
Yeah, which is in Macduff's treasure box that he's sitting on.
Oh yeah.
The weapon with the blacksmith hammer name is the blacksmith hammer that Leningrad uses.
Oh, I actually didn't know
Wait,
that.
who?
Leningrad, the blacksmith in
the green
Majula.
blacksmith, you know. The
Oh,
one
yeah.
You can like spend 8,000 souls at him and talk to him, and you get his weapon, or you kill him. So like, and both of them are pretty much completely different.
Okay.
But like I think the Macduff's one, where he's sitting on the box, the craftsman hammer, is more like the blacksmith hammer because it also uses the same model and has the same identity. So I think it's better to compare those.
Okay.
It's a weapon with relatively low base damage, actually. Like, it has low base damage. Like, at the end of the entire upgrade path in Dark Souls 2, it's a twinkling weapon, so it has high bases but low growth when you upgrade it.
Okay.
But it like keeps like a B scaling at the end of it all in every game, which is questionable.
Yeah.
Like it's not that great, all things considered, except for the early game in Dark Souls 2.
Mhm.
In Dark Souls 3, you get it, after corrupted, like in Dark Firelink Shrine.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I'm gonna be
yeah.
honest, at that point, I am pretty much just good the rest of the game, so I've never used it in Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I've used it in the Dark Souls 3 for one reason and one reason only.
And that was?
You can trade it with the crows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, true.
Like, in Dark Souls 1, it also deals lightning damage, right? Or is it in all of them?
No, that's another hammer. This is pure physical.
Oh.
Like,
So-
you have one for which is the skeleton one,
Mm-hmm.
and you have one for lightning, which is a giant one.
Oh, okay.
It
Fair enough.
wouldn't surprise me if there was also planning to make like a magic one for the blacksmith in ye old Londo. No,
Ye Land.
but you can't access him. You can't get into his fucking cell basically. So
Yeah. Okay. And then the club with nails.
yeah.
Better Morningstar.
I mean, it also has spikes.
So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This weapon is very similar to the fucking club.
Mm.
In all the games, it just has more base damage, but it has lower scaling at the end.
Hmm.
That's usually what it boils down to, and it also has bleed in most games. In Dark Souls 2, it doesn't.
Hmm.
But it'd be like that.
Oh shit, Dark Souls 2
Where do you actually
removing
get it in
something?
Dark Souls 2?
I don't fucking remember. I'm gonna
Let me
look it up real quick.
check.
I'm also
You can
checking.
buy it from Laddersmith Gilligan.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I pretty much always kill that man. I don't remember what the fuck he does.
Wait, hold up. This is actually big memes.
What?
was
In Dark Souls 2, it doesn't just not have bleed. You can also not infuse it with bleed.
Oh
Oh.
yeah, you know why they fucking did that actually?
I have no idea.
No, like like the fucking Club of the Flexel Sentry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Infuse that shit with bleed. It didn't lower the damage whatsoever, but it actually got more bleed on it, and it for some reason also got better base damage.
Huh?
It was just
What?
a straight upgrade to infuse it with bleed. I don't know why. It just it did,
Okay.
and then they were just sort of like, not possible anymore. Fuck you, we're not fixing this.
Wait, but Reinforced Club is a different weapon, right? Or
Yeah, I know, and I think they also just did it for the entire weapon class of clubs,
Ah.
as as the fix. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's
Easy fix, boys. Easy fix.
I think that's the reason.
That's funny.
But again, it's all speculation, so I can't say for sure.
Well, now it's time for the big Hamas.
hey,
From
are we
where-
skipping Dark Souls 3 Reinforced Club?
We don't talk about Dark Souls. No.
I actually have nothing to say about Dark
Yeah,
Souls
like
3
I
Reinforced
never
Club.
used it there. So.
No, I
I like
don't see a
how,
reason to use it
You
there.
know, in Great Hammers, none of those is actually a hammer. It's just all fucking clubs.
It'd be like that.
To be fair, there are a lot of great hammers that are actually hammers, but
Yeah. Actually, oh wait, no, it's probably not in Dark Souls 2, right? The Smoke's hammer.
no, it's not.
It's indeed not in Dark Souls 2.
Okay. Fair enough.
But the Great Club, it exists. Like, it's one of those strength weapons where it's like, yeah, it's a strength weapon. It's good base damage, lower scaling than the large club usually, I believe.
Yeah, pretty much.
And like, it's there. It's always like I think it's also pretty good availability in all the games again. Actually, no, I don't agree with that. It's mediocre availability. In Dark Souls 1, you can pick it up in Blighttown, but if you have the master key, you can get it real early then.
Yeah.
In Dark Souls 2, you can pick it up after the... How's the boss called again? The 3 guys in the room in Lost Bastille. Rune Sentinels?
yeah,
the
Rune
Rune
Sentinels.
Oh, wait, actually, that's not correct. The Great Club you can find in the gutter. The large
Yeah.
club you can find there.
Yeah.
And in Dark Souls 3, you can find it with the XL Greatsword guy. But that raises the question, why would you use the Great Club if you can use the XL Greatsword?
I'm gonna be real honest. When it comes to just the Great Club and the club after that, like the large club after that, It's like there's pretty much not that much difference between them. It's
No.
just straight up one
No.
has more base damage, the other has more scaling. That's about it.
I often
True.
just forgot that they're different weapons. Not gonna lie.
That's what I mean. Like it's just
Yeah.
the difference between them is so incredibly minute
Mm-hmm.
that it's like you don't actually care.
Yeah. So
Like,
just
Only thing I will give this weapon is that it's slightly wider, and this can catch people off guard in Dark Souls 2, actually.
fair enough.
Like, it has a slightly wider hitbox, and that makes it a little bit better at roll catching.
like
But
I'm gonna
damage,
be honest, it's usually not that much of a difference. Like I've
No.
played a fuck ton of Dark Souls 2 PvP. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not relevant.
it's not relevant.
Alright, time
Large
for
club, it's the Great Club, but slightly better accessibility usually. Except for Dark Souls 1, where
yeah. I was
it's
like,
just
are you
shit.
sure?
Like, Dark Souls 1 accessibility is garbage for this weapon.
5%
You
drop
have to
chance.
kill the infested barbarians that have clubs, but there's no good farming spot for them,
No.
and they have a 2% chance of dropping it, so it's really bad. It's like the trolls, but worse, because these are more difficult to kill.
Yeah. Okay, next
Like-
one is the big boy. The Dragon Tooth.
Yeah.
Dragon Tooth, I think everybody knows that's the mid to late game hammer that
Mm.
bonks.
Where do you get it
Everybody
in
knows
Dark
that
Souls
Havel's
2?
weapon. Sorry, what?
Where do you get it in Dark Souls 2?
Actually, that's interesting. You can pick it up in 2 places in Scholar. I know that for sure.
Yeah,
Huh.
which is still weird as fuck to me, man.
Okay.
Because
And
one
where
is
is
in
that?
the dragon area, which fair enough.
Reasonable, yeah.
The other one is after the Belfry Gargoyles.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real, I still find it a very strange decision to make because that used to be an
Yeah.
enchanted falchion.
Huh.
And the key, right? That you now like in Scholar get after the Rune Sentinels.
Yeah.
It used to be there.
Huh.
Meaning that if you wanted to get a light in the fucking room with the Lost Sinner, you had to kill the gargoyles.
Oh, that sounds
Like,
annoying.
You
Yeah.
you were actually getting hella rewarded for doing that boss. I'm not gonna
Huh.
lie.
Okay.
And
yeah.
now I just never feel like fighting the gargoyles because I fucking hate that fight. And,
I killed them once.
and the reward from it is gone, so I just don't care about them anymore.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason why you would want to do the Gargoyles is to get the Dragon Tooth early. But then again, why would you?
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
have access to, like, even right before you can even go to Belfry Luna, you can pick up the large club, which is a really solid strength weapon.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, like the Dragon Tooth between all the games for me is just like it's very heavy. It has good, like relatively okay scaling. I wouldn't necessarily say good because it usually gets outclassed in scaling by other weapons
Mhm.
of the same type, like the one we talked about before. But the big thing with this weapon is, in all the games, it gives you more defense to fire and magic.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually didn't know
Like,
that.
that is like the entire gimmick of the Dragon Tooth.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna be honest, besides that, I don't necessarily think you should use this.
No, but
Mm.
again, this is just mainly a weapon that you get because Havel exists.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
this weapon is mainly known for the fact that Havel carries it, and
And
Yeah.
does big bonk.
and moveset swap in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
True.
For
Does
the
base damage.
very big bonk.
Like, Nailbreaker moveset on Dragon Tooth is pretty funny, not
Right.
gonna lie.
Well, next category is the one that have my favorite weapon, but it's not a recurring one, so Fist and Claws. You know, the
Yeah.
Kestis. The only game where I ever used fist weapons was Dark Souls 2, where I used Kestis. It was alright, but then I got, what was it, the Vanquisher Seal?
Bone Fist.
I mean, yeah. But yeah, and it was just more damage, and then I got Bone Fist, and it was just more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, Bone Fist have just one of the best movesets. But this is not the Bone Fist show, this is the...
I love. I know, but it's my favorite weapon. I love drop kicking people with Stone Ring
Yeah.
when they just literally just drop to the ground.
Like,
Like,
I've only used it like a couple of times, and then also in PvP against Chris. And most of the time got punished for doing the flying kick.
Yeah.
But when you don't get punished, it's so funny.
yeah.
like I'm gonna be honest, like the Cestus in Dark Souls 1, it's like because your left hand has like the very fast jab,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still you can still parry with it in the left hand.
Ah.
Like it is interesting. Like you can definitely do like a sort of like uh yeah, I know. I don't have a webcam phone calls. It be like that.
What do you mean?
It'd be like
It's just Chris.
Uh,
He's just T-posing for the entire time.
he's
But
powerful, okay?
no, but like in Dark Souls 1, I think it's an interesting case of like you have a weapon in your left, like you have the cest in your left hand for just a quick jab as a mix-up option or just
Mhm.
poke. Maybe small punish even. And then you can still parry with it. And then on the right hand you have just your main weapon that you actually want to repose with, do big bonk, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, in Dark Souls 2, it's just overshadowed by the Vanquisher Seal. It's just the main thing is like it has way, I mean, way better accessibility. Like
Yeah, like
if
the
you
only
don't
the
know
only
how
problem with
exactly
the
Champion of
seal. Mm,
like if you indeed don't know how like the Covenant of Champions exactly, it's painful as fuck.
mhm.
Yeah.
You
Or
know,
and
just
even then, like I still think the Cestus, if you want to do like an all fist build, it's still a solid option.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
Like I
definitely.
did,
solid, but
like at some point I did use a fist only build, and like there it was just basically a toss up between the Kestis and the Vanquisher Seal, because the Vanquisher Seal had significantly more damage, but you did have to take up a ring slots, and rings in Dark Souls 2 are actually quite viable.
yeah, like
Yeah,
there's actually some consideration that you want to do
and
it.
you know
So what
the
I eventually
farming
used it
is
was a
also.
Kestis. Like I was just power stancing a Kestis with Bone Fist and then just punching.
Bro, imagine not power stancing two bone fists at once.
Well, you know, double Bone Fist accessibility. You know where you need to farm those?
I know.
The fucking reindeer area, and I'm not doing that shit.
No, it wasn't in the reindeer. It was in the Sonic the Hedgehog area.
Hmm?
Like it wasn't in
The
the
bone fist,
reindeer place.
It
like
I'm
if you
I'm I'm gonna
like, you
keep
can
it
get.
real with you guys, Chief. It
Yeah.
is like in the place where you get the key for the reindeer area.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
Yeah.
know, but you can farm bone fists in the reindeer area.
Oh, you can
The
farm
reindeers
them.
can drop it.
Oh, I didn't know that
Ah, I
part.
didn't know that. That's indeed very interesting, actually.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, I do know this because I picked them up after like doing like 7 or 8 attempts on the boss there, and then quitting the game because I got tilted.
Right, understandable.
Fuck this area. Jesus Christ.
And in Dark Souls 3, I really like this weapon. Like I fuck people off with these weapons
Mhm.
because
This weapon in Dark Souls 3 is honestly like the best base game weapon, I think. It's Funkos.
I
Maybe
mean,
because he's a bit stretched, and that's
yeah,
why.
probably, but
Because you know the picture was in different format. It was square, so I
You
had to
know
make
what?
it shorter and wider.
no, you know what? You know what, Funkles? I'm just a short king. Got him. GG's.
But in all honesty, like the Kestis is like one of the best base game weapons. And
Mhm.
even
Yeah.
like with DLC patches out and everything, Kestis still fucks people up because of perseverance punching.
Like it indeed has perseverance. It has very good parry frames as well.
Mhm.
And I really like the moveset of it as
Yeah.
well. Like this weapon in Dark Souls 3 might be my favorite weapon in Dark Souls 3. Period.
Okay. I mean, I also just like the idea of beating people with leather brass knuckles.
Yeah, yeah.
It's always just fun.
Yeah,
And
Like-
then
I love this weapon.
yeah, and then we have the claws. Anybody even
Yeah.
used it?
No, because there's always better claws in every game.
Yeah.
Except for Dark Souls 1, but in Dark Souls 1 you don't use fist weapons, except for the reason that Chris just told about the Kestis.
yeah.
Like
Walmart Wolverine style.
yeah, pretty much. Like in Dark Souls 2, actually, the claws have some interesting things going on because
Mhm.
like you have in Dark Souls 2, you have the quality claws and you have dex-based claws.
Hmm.
And this is the dex-based claws.
Ah, okay.
When I think the dex-based claws are worse than the quality claws, but
Mhm.
because they're shorter. But you can definitely, if you know what you're doing with these weapons, you can play a very aggressive aggro style playstyle, basically. I've played against somebody who was using full Havels with just power stance and claws. It was not fun.
To be fair, like the Hevel Ninja move style was infamous in Dark Souls 2, I believe.
Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. I did watch
Like-
that.
Full Hevels with fucking Katana.
Yeah.
yeah, I know, but like with claws, it was like
Well, good luck, Funkles.
it was something
luck, Funkles.
different. Let me put it like that. It was getting fucked up by something I didn't know how to find it all because nobody uses claws in Dark Souls 2.
Where do you even get them?
You can buy them off Laddersmith.
Ah.
And I know this because I also wanted to do that build at some point, but I fucking hate claw weapons in Dark Souls 2.
So real shit though. What I didn't know about Dark Souls 1 is that the reason why the Bone Fist are not a recurring weapon is because Dark Souls 3 didn't add them.
They're
Because
in Dark Souls
apparently
1?
Dark Souls 1 has the Dragon Bone Fist.
Yeah,
Oh,
it does.
yeah. Huh.
So Dark Souls 3 is the only reason why the Bone Fist isn't a recurring weapon.
Well, fuck you, Dark Souls 3.
It'd be like that, man.
Yeah.
And even there, you can argue that how's it called again? The Demon Fist or the Bone Fist, but they're not.
No,
Yeah,
no,
they're
not
not.
even close, no.
Like they have a completely different identity to them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next.
But yeah, claws, not much to say about them.
No.
No.
Okay, next are spears and pikes. Actually, I have a question. Is Great Lance not a recurring weapon?
Nope.
It's not in
not a
Dark Souls 1.
Oh, okay.
Like
Otherwise,
Dark
we would have to praise Dark Souls 2 Great Lance.
Yeah,
Also one of my favorite weapons in the game, definitely.
like it'd be like that.
Fucking bullshit damage.
So
Alright,
Yeah.
who wants to talk about the spear, aka the worst fucking weapon?
I fucking You know how fucking debated I got by this fucking weapon in Dark Souls 3?
I
Ow.
have no idea.
Okay, so I saw the spear, right? And I was like, okay, base damage kinda low, but it has a strong attack that's a poke. It has an R1 that has a poke.
Mm-hmm.
It has shield spears.
Oh.
So I'm gonna assume like it's just 3 different type of poke, so mix-up game is pretty good, not gonna lie. Like interesting shit I could probably do with that. So I was like, okay, so if I upgrade, I should probably get still a decent number out of it, right? So I upgraded fully, and I was like, okay, if I infuse it, I should get a decent amount of damage of it, right? This shit has like 100 AR less than any other spear in the game. It's so
Ooh.
fucking awful.
Yeah. And it's not good in any of the games, I think.
No, like it's short and it
Mhm.
has low damage. So it's just like it's killing. It's really just not good.
Yeah.
In Dark Souls 1, you could argue that, you get like the lightning infused spear in Sense Fortress, so you can undo it for a +10 weapon, to then make it so you can still get something out of it, but it's just still not good.
No.
Because it gets like less than 200 damage or something, or maybe slightly above 200, so it's like
It's just
not even
trash.
good. Yeah, it's just not good.
Yeah. Anyway, the winged spear. Anybody used
This
it?
is a pretty solid weapon, I think. Like,
It is really long.
yeah, it's
That's
a
its straight
long
one.
weapon.
Yeah.
It's long for even by spear standards, it's long.
Huh.
To be fair, you're forgetting one other thing about it. This
Oh.
is the only weapon in Dark Souls 3 that can get an S scaling in both strength and dexterity. Not at the same time, but still.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know that actually.
No.
Like, it receives an S scaling in strength if you infuse with a heavy, and an S scaling in dexterity if you use a sharp jump.
Okay, that's relatively interesting.
I did use this a lot in Dark Souls 2, actually. It's one of the weapons I actually pick up quite early in my usual Jagan playthrough. Because I like just the fact that I can find a lightning wing spear in the gutter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And overall, it's a solid weapon. It trusts.
You know, it's just a way better sister of the actual spear.
Yeah. It's just better spear. Why the fuck?
It's useful
Except for in
spear.
Dark Souls 3, where actually like the spear has shield piercer and this one has charge. So and you don't like charge is, I would say, a worse weapon art.
Yeah, I
but
guess.
at the same time,
It has 100 AR more, so it's better.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like, but at the same time, shield pierce with 100 AR less, it's still just a shit strong attack.
Anyway, next one is the pike.
Yeah.
Well, the wing spear is long. This is his longer brother.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
This
gonna
is
be
like
honest.
the long.
I'm gonna be very completely honest with you. Outside of Dark Souls 2, I've not fucked around with this weapon.
I don't know if I've
Because-
ever seen it like getting used by anybody, so.
Like in Dark Souls 2, it actually borrows the Paid Spear moveset. And it's more quality than
Oh.
dex based.
Ah, okay.
So it's just a quality Paid Spear. I still
Huh.
prefer Paid Spear because again, it's easier to play around with the sweet spot of this weapon
Yeah,
of
yeah.
Bait Spear because
Mhm.
again length.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I
Huh.
would say that it's again a little bit annoying to get in Dark Souls 3, but it's still fine.
Where do you get it?
Like, you know those guys with branches after halfway fortress
Yeah.
bonfire? Yeah, those drop them.
Why?
Because those branches are considered pikes by the game, apparently.
I guess.
That's whack.
Th-
That's
that-
really
that's-
fucking
that's
whack,
whack.
actually.
So, like, the only reason why I noticed is because I randomly picked one up once and was like, this is where you get this weapon?
Like, I
I
don't think I
guess.
ever then used it in Dark Souls 3 in any way,
I
shape, or
don't
form.
No.
think so either. Especially because I don't even know what the weapon art of it is, actually.
Probably charge.
Mm.
I'm just gonna say charge because it's a spear.
Hey,
Usually
you're
charge.
right!
Hey, Lamau.
Okay, next one on the list is boss weapons. The Dragon
Yeah.
Slayer.
Yeah.
I think I used it in Dark Souls 1.
I used it in Dark Souls 1. I used it in Dark Souls 3. I don't think I used it in Dark Souls 2.
I'm gonna be honest. This weapon right here, I think in Dark Souls 1, you have the OG, and I think it's solid.
Mm-hmm.
I used it in Dark Souls 2, and I think it's solid for different reasons. I used it in Dark Souls 3, and it's inconsistent.
Yeah, like
And-
that is the best part of this. I remember using it once on my Ornstein build, and Chris was just like, oh yeah, I got just hit by weapon art and it did like 200 damage, so I'm fine. Then I used it again and I just one banged it with 1800 damage from it. If the difference is between 200 and 1800, it's just disgusting.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the face build with this wasn't interesting.
Like, it's indeed like in Dark Souls 3, it's just way too inconsistent if it actually kills you or not.
Because like if
Uh,
the damage of this was consistent, I think this weapon would actually be up there with the best spears.
Yeah. And Dark Souls 2, I don't believe you can infuse it.
Oh.
Like,
no,
that's
I don't think so either.
like
Which is kind of bad because
it's kind of bad, but it gives it like because it still has an A scaling in Dex.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a Dex faith weapon than anything else, and it's more leaning towards the Dex part of it than the faith part,
Hmm.
which is, I think, in Ornstein's case, a bit more faithful to the source material.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
I do think so. But like if I'm doing a Dex phase build, I would usually just go for the height spear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and again, I do think it's interesting for the fact that throughout all the games, it basically kept its projectile
Yeah.
lightning
Mhm.
shot, which is cool.
Like, it's also definitely the coolest looking spear, I think.
Yeah, definitely. The style
Yeah.
of this weapon is amazing.
Yeah. And
It's
then,
also really easy to get the sweet spot in Dark Souls 2 with it because of the big blade part.
Like
So it
the,
has things going for it.
the only thing I would really wish this, like if you were walking with this weapon, you would hold it up like straight, like Ornstein does when he stands.
Yeah,
Because this
Yeah.
weapon is so long, so it looks really uncomfortable to run with it.
Yeah.
true.
That is true. Well, next one is the Partisan.
I fucking love this weapon.
Why?
It has insane mix-ups.
Okay. Huh.
Like I have used it mainly in Dark Souls 3, and that's because it's the best spear in Dark Souls 3. No questions asked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
Like-
not that difficult, but yeah.
No, it's not difficult. But like Chris has seen me use this weapon, and it's insane.
Like, it's again like if you're fast enough, the strong attack's actually true combo, which
Oh.
I value a fuck ton.
That sounds just painful.
And
like-
like, do you know what the weapon art of this is, Daniel?
Mm.
It's spin slash.
But why though?
And not only that, it's spin slash with the amount of how it's called again, hyper armor of a fucking ultra great sword. R2.
Ah.
You
It's-
cannot be broke.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, like this weapon in Dark Souls 3 is really fucking whack, but it like the thing of what I wanted of Dark Souls 3 PvP that was there in Dark Souls 2 and not in Dark Souls 3, where strong
Yeah.
attacks were actually useful, weapon arts were actually a relevant and viable option to take most of the time.
Yeah.
Instead of just I have stomp, I'm not doing that shit.
Mhm.
Like I would say this weapon is peak Dark Souls 3.
Then you have it in Dark Souls 2, where it always kept throughout all the games that strong attack was a sweep,
Mhm.
Okay.
which it's good. It was relatively shorter than most other spears, but that's completely fine. In Dark Souls 2, the strong attack of it being really fucking good because of the fact that it makes the sweet spot incredibly easy to hit, because it pretty much just is like, yeah, this entire arc, sweet spot, fuck it. As well as it in Dark Souls 2, it has an S scaling index.
Ah.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, in Dark Souls 2 and in Dark Souls 3, the portion is really good. In Dark Souls 1, it's a spear, so I didn't fuck with it because it's Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, why would you
Like
take,
the only thing
a spear?
I will shit on Dark Souls 3 for with the Partisan is that they made it a quality weapon, which
Mm.
I know quality is the best thing in Dark Souls 3, and that's why it's actually usable. But on the other hand, they should have kept it a dex weapon.
Probably. But it's Dark Souls 3, they
Yeah.
don't keep anything.
Yeah.
Is there actually a strength spear?
I don't think there's just like in Dark Souls 2 there's a strength spear,
I know that,
but I don't think there is one in every game.
Didn't you say
I don't
that
think so.
in Dark Souls 3 there was one that if you infuse it, it gets S in strength?
yeah, true, but I don't think there's one in every game.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
like there's not one in every game. In Dark Souls 1 there's not a strength spear.
Also, the wing spear in Dark Souls 2 is not a strength spear.
No.
No, like instead the strength spear of Dark Souls 2 is the one that you get from the gargoyles with the soul.
Oh, yeah.
Which is a weird decision because it looks ugly as fuck, but for some reason they were just like, yeah, you just get strength variations of weapon types that don't have strength weapons. Fuck it, why not?
I mean, that is quite cool,
Yeah, I quite like it because they're also usually easier to use than the dex counterparts, which really work well with the flavor of dex being difficult to use.
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay,
then we get to the
next one.
Halbert section, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The classic Halbert.
Now, this is a weapon that I have not used in Dark Souls 2, and I used the red hilted Halbert in Dark Souls 3 because it has perseverance.
Like,
But in Dark Souls 1, this is my first weapon, and I never stopped using it. Which was actually kind of difficult with some fights because it's difficult to stagger Artorias with this.
like in Dark Souls 1, I also pretty much used it on my first playthrough pretty much exclusively. I'm not gonna lie. I really like this weapon. I also used this weapon in Demon Souls for my first playthrough, which was, I believe, a quality build, but holy shit, fuck Demon Souls upgrading material. I never upgrade this weapon to max in Demon Souls, man. Yeah, in Dark Souls 2, it has like the overhead moveset, and it uses the red hilted halberd model for people to make it easier to differentiate. It's pretty bad in Dark Souls 2, not gonna lie.
Oh, really?
It gets BC scaling at the end of the ride, and it's like 275 base damage, something like that.
Oh.
Which is fine. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely fine. It's a halberd in Dark Souls 2, which means that it's annoying to use because of its sweet spot mechanic and that the first attack is an overhead.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just really annoying to use.
Like, the only game where I tried to use it was in Dark Souls 1 in my first playthrough because Stary recommended it to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just didn't really know how to use it properly. I didn't really like it.
The thing is, if you don't, if you missed it with it, it's definitely a thing that punishes you. But if you hit with it, it's so worth it.
That's why I went for Claymore.
Yeah,
I think Claymore is easier to use. But the thing is, Halbert gave me more safety, which I really fucking liked.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, I think in Dark Souls 3, like, they split the Halbert of Dark Souls 2 and the Halbert of Dark Souls 1 into two different weapons. Where the red hilted Halbert is the Halbert of Dark Souls 2, but with the Halbert's the moveset of Dark Souls 1 Halbert for some fucking reason, which is still an odd choice to say the least. It also gets.
It is, but it's also better Halbert.
No, it's like the normal Halbert. It has charge, and it's like the exact same scaling, like the same scaling. But the red hilted Halbert has perseverance and 5 more base damage.
So it's just infinitely better.
Yeah, it's just like I don't have charge, and instead I have perseverance and 5 more base damage.
I mean,
what the fuck? Like, it's like the most what the fuck thing ever in Dark Souls 3. I really don't get it.
It's just a confusing game sometimes, man.
Yeah. Like, I like the game, but if it comes to many choices, it's just whack.
choice-wise, I don't like Dark Souls 3, but it's just that some like design choices of
Yeah.
bosses are so fucking good that I can't stop playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Hell,
Yeah.
I'm addicted.
I still prefer Dark
Crack.
Souls 2.
Okay.
Well, next one is Black Knight Halbert, which I really like in Dark Souls 1. I used it for at some point.
Bruh. Dark Souls 2 Black Knight Halbert hits different.
Wait, was
It's-
it? Where did you find it in Dark Souls 2?
You find it in like right after you get through the Misty Forest with the
Oh, yeah,
invisible
yeah, yeah.
people.
Okay, no, I was also using it in the Dark Souls 2. Yeah, yeah. I remember now.
In Dark Souls 2, it has fat base damage. Again, it has the weird requirements of all Black Knight weapons do, but
Mhm.
it also has like 27 like dex scaling. Sorry, dex requirements,
Mm.
which is like the highest dex requirement of any weapon in the game for some reason.
Oh,
I
really?
believe it has slightly lower.
Like I know there's maybe it's 26. I thought it was 27.
I thought it was 26,
But like pre-DLC, it had like the highest dex requirements of any weapon in the game.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Uh,
26.
26, yeah.
Okay. Maybe
Which is
they also
still
changed that
a
then
lot.
from Scholar to base Dark Souls 2.
I wouldn't know.
That is a
'Cause-
possibility.
Because I do straight up remember it being 27, but
Yeah.
weird choice. But like, it has really high base damage for a Halbert,
Mhm.
with
And-
the downside of relatively low scaling, but it's completely fine.
Like this is one of those weapons that I actually also used on one of my no death runs as more of a Jagan type weapon, where you just infuse it with fire, and for some reason you get like 100 extra fire AR for losing like 10 physical
Yeah.
damage. It's
Like-
insane.
Like pretty much all Black Knight weapons have that shit, and it's weird, but it's completely fine.
And you know, there's
Yeah.
also the thing of it looking very fucking cool.
Yeah. In Dark Souls 3, they actually named it the Black Knight Glaive.
Oh, yeah, true.
And I'm gonna be honest, again, you get it in the fucking boss fight with
Gundyr.
yeah,
Like
woke
the second Gundyr.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
woke Gundyr. Let's just
Yeah,
say
woke
woke
guy's Gundyr.
Gundyr. And I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. At that point, I already have my weapon. I don't care.
Yeah,
To be fair, like Dark Souls 3, like this weapon was really usable because of some of its quirks.
Mm.
Like it had a true combo where if you would R1 into spin slash, that it would actually true combo.
Hmm.
Which, and with the amount of base damage that it had, it was actually really solid. But then they removed the true combo.
Yeah, because the fucking you know, like the great club, like the great mace of like that could
Yeah, the
bleed
spiked mace of
people in
the
Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, the spiked mace of the cathedral.
Yeah. Like I think that's one of like they think that's the reason why they removed the true combo of that shit.
Yeah, because that also true comboed, and if you put Bleed Rouge on it, you could have a 3-hit true combo that ended with a Bleed proc, which was pretty funny.
that just
Like-
sounds painful.
Like it was just you're one shot now, go fuck yourself. But yeah, like I'm gonna be honest, it's not that special throughout
No.
most of the series. In Dark Souls 1, again, I would say that if you would get it, you're Gucci for the rest of the run because base damage is fun.
Yeah.
Is it still used for speedrunning?
I mean, if unless they're going for move swap, then yes.
Okay, yeah.
Like, you know, in the glitchless and shit, then this one is useless.
Yeah.
Well, okay, then the next one is the site. Trust me, it's a site. Even though it should be called fucking Birdish.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's just all accept we don't know a reason to use this weapon and move on.
But why, Stere? Tell us.
Have you ever used this weapon?
At
And
some
with
point.
use, I mean like killed at least one boss with it.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. The numbers are just not good enough for me to use it.
No. I don't
Like-
think anybody in their right mind would use this. I have never heard of a person. Oh, the scythe. This one is my favorite weapon.
Still, why the fuck is it called Scythe?
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
like
know. Like it should be birdish, whatever. Like, let's just move on.
It
with this
hurts.
like this
show.
weapon is a fucking disaster, and we all know it.
Yeah. Lucerne.
Especially because it's a fucking Halbert, and in Dark Souls 2 you can fight this Halbert in the same area where you can fight the fucking Black Knight Halbert. So why would you use this one?
No, man. You can also buy it off Macduff. So
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Who does that?
Anyway, Lucerne.
I hate this weapon. Okay.
I understand, Stere.
So the Lucerne mail breaker for me, where I'm just sort of like, this weapon is not optimal to use.
Uh-huh.
But holy fuck, I love this weapon.
Okay.
This is one of those weapons where I really actually like the moveset, but I can't use it for shit.
This is again the
Like-
weapon where I didn't know it was in every game.
Like in Dark Souls 1, you can get it in the crypt, and sadly, I always do the
Oh.
crypt so fucking late that I can never actually use this weapon properly.
Mm-hmm.
It works really well with the Leo ring in Dark Souls 1. I'm not gonna lie, it's
Also
pretty.
Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, it's also it's pretty solid in Dark Souls 1. In Dark Souls 2, you have to buy it off a man, which is usually a huge turnoff for me.
Yeah.
Huh.
Even then, I'm not the biggest fan of it in Dark Souls 2 because I'm not a big fan of Halbert in general in Dark Souls 2.
Okay.
But it's still relatively fun to use. I really like the fact that, again, counter damage with Leo Ring in Dark Souls 2, it's pretty solid with the Lucerne. I'm not gonna lie, it's like one of the better counter hits. Like it's a for a very specific playstyle for strength build, and I really like that.
Mm.
But they're just better, just straight up strength options for Halberts in that game. So it's still like it was never optimal at all, but I still like it.
Yeah.
And in Dark Souls 3, it's just straight up that I really have a reactive playstyle because of my Dark Souls 2 PvP experiences.
Mm.
And the Lucerne really feeds into that in Dark Souls 3 for me. Like it's just, yeah, I hit you once. I can maybe get a counter hit in. Like usually I get a counter hit in. And the follow-up just does a lot less damage, but it's still fine. I really like it.
Okay.
It also, of course, has the funny glitch where it sometimes just hits twice if your opponent is on even ground as you for some reason.
What?
Actually, all Halberts have that glitch, and I believe Spears as well.
Huh.
Like it is so fucking weird. So
Okay.
I can count the number of times on one hand where I got robbed of my victory because of that shit. But when it happens, you feel personally attacked by the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well,
But
next
yeah,
one
Kind
is...
of reminds me of the one time where I was fighting Lothric, but there's a glitch that he can teleport up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
And like, he even takes falling damage from that, strangely enough.
Hmm.
I have never recorded it, unfortunately, but like, it's pretty funny. But once he landed on my head and killed me like that.
Damn.
Oh, that's... just game saying, fuck you.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Great Sight. I actually use this weapon in Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3.
Well, don't use it in Dark Souls 3, because it's fucking garbage.
I noticed.
But in Dark Souls 1, I like its moveset.
Yeah.
It does fat damage. It's probably one of the best dex weapons in the game.
In Dark Souls 1, people actually like if you look at just straight DPS wise, I think the Great Scythe is the best DPS dex weapon in the game for in Dark Souls 1.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm
Okay.
not sure if
Also,
that's
it's
still
free.
the case, but I from what I remember, that was the case.
Hmm.
In Dark Souls 2, it is, I would say, a bit worse. Like some people say different, I just say worse because a lot of people have that interpretation.
Mhm.
It loses its damage. It's more difficult to use. It takes a completely different playstyle to use than in Dark Souls 1. It loses its bleed. It has lower base damage, but
Yeah.
it has a fucked, like it moveset is just incredibly different. It pierces through shields if you use the sweet spot, hit the sweet spot on it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's completely different in that game, and I still think it's a very fun and decent weapon to use in Dark Souls 2.
Okay.
Although it is difficult to use. Like that's
Hmm.
the problem with Dark Souls 2 scythes. It's difficult as fuck to use.
Okay.
And in Dark Souls 3, they just were like, "Yo, we have this Bloodborne scythe. We're gonna give this to all the scythes, the moveset of this shit. But how about we remove damage from the equation?"
Like, that is not even a fucking over exaggeration. It's terrible.
You get a cool moveset, but no damage.
Yeah. I do actually say that this weapon, because of, like, in theory, you can get it very early in Dark Souls 1, which
Yeah.
which makes it evaluate a lot for example, a dex build where I want to kill the Stray Demon, because of its bleed as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, definitely. Like I remember my second playthrough when I was playing in co-op. Basically, I was doing Dex and I was using this shit for a while, and yeah, definitely a pleasant experience. Deals a lot of fucking damage.
Like it's a incredibly strong weapon in Dark Souls 1, and in
Also-
Dark Souls 2, because you can get it after, like with the Covenant of the Blood guys. It's just
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not gonna get there
Mhm.
Like,
fast
it's
because
incredibly annoying to get it.
like
Yeah.
it's out of the way. It's just you have to fight the boss for it, and it's just not that much fun of a boss, all things considered.
Like I
unique,
always
but
skip that
it's
boss. I
Yeah.
always skip that boss until like end game so that I can just one shot it and be done
yes,
with it.
yeah. I'm gonna be honest, kind of same, dude, because you don't really need PvP.
Yeah. Like until I'm like soul level 150, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it is what it is.
And it's also one of those things that has reminded me to always pick up the chest at the bottom of like the pit.
Why?
Because the item that's in there is a token of spite, and without that
Oh
item,
yeah.
you can't talk to that fucking
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which was a real nice thing when I tried to rush the Great Sight and basically skipping everything, and then once I finally beat that boss after multiple attempts, I actually got to hear like, oh yeah, you don't want blood, so fuck off.
Yeah. The only reason
got
why
so tilted.
I was talking with those guy was because he was, selling the thing where you can turn into a box.
True. Like I believe he also sells Great Combustion, which makes me like value that guy a lot more.
Like I was just talking to him for memes of turning myself into shit,
Mhm.
yeah.
which is always
I'm gonna
funny.
be honest. That man is valuable, but it's not because of the great scythe,
No.
sadly.
Well, anyway,
Or because of his own scythe, but Scythe
it's
of Nar Alma.
time. It's time for the best weapon category in all of Dark Souls.
Bow
Whips.
time? Oh, whips. Fuck. I forgot that they even exist.
I know, right? I know,
Bruh.
right? Well, so first we have whip, it's shit. Then we have notched whip, it's shit. Go on. No, just kidding.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, Dark Souls 1 whip, Dark Souls 2 whip. Sorry, like just Dark Souls 1 whip. Yeah, no. Just straight up no. You can't repulse with it.
Yeah.
It's very slow. It's not safe at all, even for the range that it has. It deals shit damage. Just no. Don't even think about it. Fuck
Like,
off.
you could have such a cool riposte animation with a whip. Why did they give
Yeah.
it no riposte? Like, just throwing it around somebody's neck and just pulling them to the ground or something. That would be so
I mean,
cool.
don't forget the backstab animation of the scythe in Dark Souls 1. I don't think they wanted to put in that effort.
Yeah.
Stab with a fucking scythe.
In Dark Souls 2, it does the whip. You can riposte and backstab with whips, but you just punch them
Aw.
with it in your hand, which is kind of whack.
That's
Yeah.
that's just sad.
But I fucking love Dark Souls 2 whips because of the whoosh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real. Whips in Dark Souls 2 actually do a respectable amount of damage, and it can actually combo into itself, which is valuable.
Any power stance whips?
Yes.
Yeah.
That actually sounds kind of cool, not gonna lie.
Like there's actually like a build for it that I've seen is that people like use two notched whips and power stance them into like
yeah, I know.
they get
I've,
instant bleed.
Oh.
I have actually I've fought against a man who used like the poison whip and power stance that shit.
Oh yeah, the spotted whip.
And that was kind of annoying.
Okay.
But yeah, like in Dark Souls 2, whips are actually weapons. You can think about using them.
Yeah.
Still not
It's
my
also the
playstyle.
main reason why you start with the petrified something, because if you get the fucking old whip, you use that shit to one-shot bosses.
That is
Because
true.
233 base damage.
Yeah, that is not okay.
That's just yikes.
But yeah, like in Dark Souls 3, it's basically like, yeah, they brought back all the bad shit of whips from Dark Souls 1 and removed pretty much all the good shit from Dark Souls 2. It does have a weapon art that is actually useful. And
does?
I think that's where the good shit of whip stops, because again, it can't combo into itself whatsoever. You can't repulse, you can't do shit.
Wait, what weapon art does it have?
It is impact. It basically passes by shields.
Oh,
and
yeah,
HP.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just incredibly fucking long. It is also really fast. If somebody rolls into you and you can actually break their poise with that attack, or hit them before the hyperframe start up, it combos very nicely into itself for actually respectable damage.
Yeah.
It is like the only reason why you would want to use a whip.
And then there's, also the notched whip.
It is just like the other whip. The same shit applies, except the use of bleed. Let's move on.
That's it. Now it's time for the bows. The short bow.
Yeah.
It's a solid early game bow. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't scale necessarily as well as some other bows. Like this bow is the bread and butter bow where you just get it early on. It has good accessibility, but then like it falls off, and you just start using the composite bow.
Like if I use it, it's mostly for like distraction or something.
Like indeed, it's just like you can get it very early. It has low requirements. It has some use, but
Yeah.
not better than any other bow.
Mm-hmm. In any game, honestly.
Like
Yeah,
the only thing I will say is that that the short bow is better than the long bow in Dark Souls 3 because it has a rolling attack.
true.
Oh, okay.
But then again, it still falls short of the composite bow, which has a rolling attack.
Well, but
Yeah.
then there's the long bow.
Long bow, sort of like the short bow, except longer. No, 'cause-
It has more range, but it's like in all the games, I believe it has a slightly slower actually arrow just attack animation.
Yeah,
yeah, it also deals more damage, right?
It also does more
think so.
damage, but again, doesn't have a rolling attack in Dark Souls 3. Doesn't have a rolling attack in Dark Souls 3. I don't know if they actually have that in Dark Souls 2 because I don't think I used it in
No,
both.
bows don't have rolling attacks except for the ready and arrow and shoot.
Oh.
But bows in Dark Souls 2 are really fucking oppressively good.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why usually if people lived on like 100 HP, people will just pull out a bow and tell them to go fuck themselves because you can
Yeah.
roll catch with that shit incredibly easily in Dark Souls 2. And even like if you could even stagger people with it if you use the stone ring. So it is incredibly powerful in Dark Souls 2.
Good job,
But
Funkles.
again, they're better bows in Dark Souls 2 than a longbow, so it's still kind of
Yeah, like the composite bow.
But the thing is, the longbow is again a bow that gets outclassed, but not necessarily by the longbow. Not by the longbow, but by the composite bow, because the composite bow is actually a short-range bow.
Yeah.
If you would be looking for a ranged bow, you would be looking for the black bow of Ferris, which
Yeah.
it's not completely reoccurring bow, but kinda like it's difficult, so we just didn't put it on the list.
like it's indeed like that bow. It's like it doesn't even have like the multiple arrow shoot thing throughout all the games, so there's not really much to talk about with it. It's like there's not really that much of an identity with the bow except for
No.
it's bow.
Like the thing is, I really thought that the Hunter's black bow was just a black bow of Ferris, because it's a black bow, just like the black bow of
Yeah.
Ferris. And it's both known for like its long reach.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Like-
that's
Like it's
Yeah.
just it's kind
Grazers?
of weird space of just like I'm not incredibly comfortable with putting it on the list.
no, I
Yeah.
can understand.
Yeah.
That's
And-
why I also agree with you.
I
on
mean,
not
like
putting
in
it on there.
general, I didn't really use bows at all. The only time when I use bows in Dark Souls is in Dark Souls 2 in Shrine of Amana.
Yeah, where
Oh.
there's just this nice sniping spot and you can just buy like 400 lightning arrows and kill the entire area.
Yep. Just don't get close. Use the bow. Fuck Shrine of Amana.
That's also my no death run strategy, because fuck that shit, I'm not dealing with it.
I'm gonna be really honest. Like I never used the bonus Shrine of Amana, but that's just because I like playing levels like that as it. I'm just gonna say intended, quote unquote.
I did it correctly the first time, and then I was like, nope. Fuck that
Like,
shit.
The last part of Shrine of Amana before you get like the third bonfire of Shrine of Amana,
Mhm.
like that part is so annoying. Where
Yeah.
there's just these two guys running at you while you are being shot by like some women in the background, and then there's just this person casting soothing sunlight.
Like the way I see it, it's just
Fuck
like
that.
it's something I got really used to, so it's definitely not. Don't find it that difficult.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
And then in New Game
conf-
Plus, they add another area. It's just the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. But like the composite bow, let's move
Yep.
there a bit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I think it's just the best bow in every Souls game. Not gonna lie.
Okay.
It's just the best bow for just straight up combat. The thing is, it has shorter range, very high damage. The bow in Dark Souls 3, it has a rolling attack. It has the power stance of being able to quick fire for less damage, but you know,
But to be
it's
fair,
just-
you'd like basically never use that. Like,
no, but you have the option. Let me put it like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
It's just solid in every of the Souls games. As just like if you want to use a bow for combat, you use this bow, and that's it.
Definitely. Yes.
If
And
you want to
then-
use a bow for sniping people, you don't use this one because
No.
shit range.
no,
The-
you
you
use
know.
the mill with great bow.
Then there are the funny bows of big bows.
Now, I legitimately didn't think there was a single recurring
Yeah,
great bow.
I thought there were more, honestly.
No, didn't think there was a single one because I could only think of 2 great bows in Dark Souls 1, and I didn't know that the Dragon Slayer great bow existed
I guess.
in Dark Souls 2 at least.
Like the Dragon Slayer Greatbow in Dark Souls 2 is a one you will never fucking get most of the time because in
How-
Dark Souls 2 it is about you get it from like the soul you get in
From
New Game Plus.
Old Iron King.
Yeah, from the fucking
What?
lava demon dude. Yeah,
Why? That doesn't make sense.
Because he has
Because it-
the soul of the old great one, so he's the soul of Gwyn, and Gwyn has been known
I-
for killing dragons.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get. But wasn't he yeeting lightnings at them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why his other thing is a miracle that eats lightning at people.
Ah, okay.
like Dragon
know.
Slayer's Greatbow in Dark Souls 2, it's a Greatbow. I don't necessarily think there were that many invasions in Dark Souls 2 in general that uses Greatbows
Mm,
because I just don't think there are that many spots you can actually knock people
Yeah.
off.
Mhm.
At least they're not positioned in such a way where you can really do it, except for like the DLC area with the poison dudes.
Yeah.
But yeah, outside of that, it actually has very high base damage for a Greatbow.
Oh, really?
That's like the main selling point of it. It's like a quality Greatbow with very respectable base damage.
Okay.
Mhm.
Huh.
That's it.
Well,
In
ti-
Dark Souls
then-
1, it's like one of the 2 Greatbows you can use.
yeah.
And in Dark Souls 3, you never, ever, ever use this. If I see you use it, I'll come to your house and clap you.
Why?
Why the fuck would you use this if you can get the Millwood Greatbow, which has better accessibility, better damage, better scaling, and a better weapon art?
I don't know, man. You just
yeah,
mm,
like the Millwood Greatbow is just better than any other Greatbow.
okay.
Like, even with the minimum requirements of the Millwood Greatbow, and like having 40 decks for some fucking reason, it still outclasses both this one and the other Greatbow that's in this game.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, time for
It's
the
insane how much better that weapon is.
yeah. Well, time for the best class in Dark Souls 1, crossbows.
Crossbows. Woo!
So
God,
I
I
re-
fucking hate crossbows in Dark Souls 1.
I
man.
remember like when before I started playing, I saw like few videos where people were aiming with a weapon. Okay, so I was in Blighttown and I wanted to snipe the fucking toxic guy because he was just annoying. So I couldn't use a bow, I think, with my stats. So I just whipped out a crossbow and I was like, okay, so how do I aim?
Yeah.
And
Then
then
you
I
learn that you
learned
can't
the
aim
pay.
for some fucking reason.
Why? Why can't you?
Like, Dark Souls 1 has some really strange things of just like, yeah, crossbows, no scaling, no aiming. Fuck you.
Where it should
It's
be
al-
easier to aim than with a fucking bow.
Yeah.
It's also just weird, like, you have 2 ammo slots in Dark Souls 1, right?
Yeah.
So instead of like having like, using the button and the trigger for, like
Uh-huh.
one ammo, the other type of ammo, it's like one ammo, switch between this ammo and the other ammo. Go
Ah.
fuck yourself. It's so fucking weird. And then in
Oof.
Dark Souls 2, they were actually like, yeah, that was fucking retarded. Here, I have just the 2 ammo types. You could just choose now.
It's so
It's-
dumb.
Dark Souls 1 has some really weird things.
Yeah.
Yeah, crossbows between all the games is like they don't skill and they have more of a strength requirement and dex requirement.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the thing of like it shoots faster. Like the startup is less than bows, but it has more end lag because of the fact that you have to reload and shit.
Yeah.
Which is why crossbows are still more usable in PvP, and that of course, and the one-handed part, because you
It's
can use these one-handed.
it
Oh, yeah, that is
heavily
true.
depends on the game. In Dark Souls 2, bows are so much better than crossbows.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with you if the Sanctum crossbow didn't exist.
Like the Sanctum crossbow is an exception to the rule because it's a
Yeah.
fucking dark weapon, not really a crossbow.
The Sanctum crossbow, Daniel, it's the funny, haha, I deal like 1200 damage a hit with an attack.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, it did show me that.
Yeah,
Like-
it's a bit weird.
The only time I used, other than in Dark Souls 1, that I used crossbows in Dark Souls was in Cinders.
Yeah, because
that's about
imagine,
it.
yeah. I'm at least happy that you can aim crossbows. I believe in Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
only
the
Dark
games
Souls
after
1 where you
that-
can't.
So, at least you have a viable range option
Yeah.
for sniping.
And then there's the heavy crossbow.
I think
Yeah.
the higher base damage, lower range.
It just has higher base damage, higher weight.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Like it's just the difference is it has higher weight, higher base damage. You're gonna see that with the weapons that we have talked about, that this is actually kind of a trend where a lot of the weapons either has very similar damage output, but like one is slightly higher damage,
Uh-huh.
like base damage, and also higher weight. That's just straight up a motif between most of these recurring weapons.
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes between the games it switches a bit, but with these heavy crossbows and light crossbows, it's the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
And I also quickly want to talk about the Demon Souls crossbows in this, because I know it got a remake. If you use a Demon Souls, I'm sorry, but you're mentally probably not 100% okay.
Why
Because-
why is that?
You can't upgrade crossbows in Demon Souls.
What?
Why?
Because, I don't
Why?
know, like apparently, no, but this is the fun part. You have like the heavy crossbow in Demon Souls, and it says like use these bolts for massive damage, 80 damage, 80 base damage. Fuck you, go fuck yourself.
Oh, that reminds me of the how are those bolts called again? The bolts that's splintering bolts from Dark Souls 3,
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
where they say like a very fast bleed buildup. Then you look at the bleed buildup, and it's lower than like any fucking katana in the game.
Yeah.
it's so sad. Like crossbows, I think are just the saddest weapon types in all sword games. It's just they're trying their best, but they're so bad.
Like that's why I'm
I
happy
would
that
agree with that, but like crossbows did definitely have their time to shine in Dark Souls 2.
uh-huh.
With next weapon, I would say
the Evelyn.
yeah.
Power
Like,
Stancing 2 Mundane Evelyn is fun as hell.
I'm not gonna lie, that I'm happy it got nerfed, because the builds where you have like the two rings where you make your weapons invisible, it had no fucking counterplay.
Oh yeah, that actually sounds
Like that was like the build with the power stancing Evelyn's of just your opponent can see that you're power stancing something, but they don't know what until they get shot, and then they're dead.
ah. that just sounds fun.
Like you had no counterplay to that build whatsoever, except for guess.
We just pull a
Like-
Glock on somebody.
I would say that the crossbows definitely had a time to shine in Dark Souls 2, but everything had a time to shine in Dark Souls 2, which is why I like Dark Souls 2 so much.
It's the best
Yeah.
one.
And in Dark Souls 3, I'm not gonna lie, its availability throughout all the Souls games have been so shit that at that point, usually base damage is just overshadowed by scaling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So-
Okay. You gotta agree that that is not a crossbow that Ishin is using, right?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like Bauke said, wait, Ishin?
Why?
I don't know.
Like, huh? Oh, he
You
mentioned the.
Oh, you mentioned the Glock. Glock Saint Ishin.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair
Like,
enough.
I think that's actually like the Evelyn was the last weapon
Yeah, it
that we
was.
talked about.
Now we have the
And I
conclusion.
see that we have a request to talk about like what the best weapons were for just specific boss
bosses.
fights in what the game.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
It do be like that.
Bruh. Anyway, like I think when it comes to daggers for boss fights, except for the Bandit dagger in Dark Souls 1, where you can have very fast bleed build up against the fucking stray demon or some shit,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably not useful. Like none of the daggers are that good at fighting to begin with.
No.
In Dark Souls 1, you can also just like whatchamacallit, in give a buff because it's just a flat number. So in Dark Souls 1,
Yeah.
infusing a bandit dagger, buffing a bandit dagger is really viable.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that specific boss fight, or like putting Pine Resin on before the Gargoyle boss fight in Dark Souls 1, it's not that great.
Like, I just don't think that daggers are in general good for PvE.
No, like
I think in Dark Souls 2 they're really useful.
Yeah,
because of
okay,
high
in Dark
backstab
Souls
damage.
2.
And of
Yeah.
course, eventually you get the dagger that's just a straight sword.
Which one?
How's it called again? Blackstone dagger or something?
Oh,
the
yeah.
Black Flamestone dagger. That shit is actually really fucking strong. But I'm gonna be honest, you get it so late in the game that it's kind
Yeah.
of
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just need to imagine a long, like, basically a straight sword, but with a dagger moveset.
Ooh.
It's really funny.
like
Yeah.
you can just see that it has the short sword in the fucking crystal itself, and it's like dagger.
I mean, but okay.
I mean, like, one ending is that actually gives you the short sword moveset as well, so that's also
Ah.
interesting.
No, it's not the short sword moveset. It's the fucking heights moveset.
Oh, it's a heights moveset?
It's
No.
the
Shit,
heights
that's good.
moveset.
Well, I mean, you still would never using that over just
Yeah, true.
quick
Yes.
R1, R1,
When it
R1.
comes to straight swords, you don't use that in any of the games really for a boss fight. I would say, like, it's just, especially not in Dark Souls 1. In Dark Souls 2, you can use it.
Yeah.
But usually you find something else at some point that
Like,
you rather use.
Yeah. I
later
would
on,
say
you can
if you're
you
going-
can use broadswords. I
Yeah,
would say.
I would say indeed, if you're going to use anything, go for broadsword. It has really high damage and nice, it has nice moveset.
Honestly, in
I
every
don't
game
think
except for Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, indeed, not in Dark Souls 1. But I think like that's a really solid one where you just do have the nice damage output, but it's not necessarily like a PvP thing.
Yeah.
No, like the way I see it, it's like if we just look at this from PvE perspective, this
Mhm.
like none of the straights actually semi-hard counters a boss. Let me put it like that.
No, definitely
No,
no.
but they're all
Nor is
just
it-
solid because they have fast moveset. And,
Yeah. Like
yeah,
they're easy to
they're
use.
just like all-round weapons. It's just if you feel comfortable with it, go for it. But
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
like if you look at the great swords, the claymore in Dark Souls 1 is
Dark
definitely
Souls
just
1 use Claymore.
Yeah.
You will
Yeah,
stagger everything.
It's
Yeah.
actually just the best weapon in PvE, I would say.
Yeah,
like
probably.
it's indeed like that's really good. In the other games, it's all right.
hmm Like if you're a
Like-
mage, you can go for the Moonlight Greatsword, but
Yeah, in Dark
Even
Souls
then,
1,
that
I
has
wouldn't-
really shit availability. So
Yeah,
you usually just
exactly.
don't
yeah,
use it.
it's like if you know how to get it, get it. If you don't know how to get it, no.
I mean, I believe in like Dark Souls 2, it is difficult, but you can get it relatively early, right?
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
the thing. If you don't know how to get it relatively early, and if you're not willing to make that sacrifice, you don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you would also have to get the right bonfire to the Skedic.
True. That is true.
I mean, you need that one either way because you need to also like make the boss weapon there.
That doesn't matter.
And you know,
Like it's just you need the Skedic
Yeah.
for just straight up.
and
the
Greatsword of Artorias
Spire.
is just fucking garbage in PvE.
Yeah, Greatsword of Thjorin is just bad. That's
Yeah.
it.
It's garbage, but it has style. Like if it's the thing, like I eventually did a playthrough where I had to finish all bosses in Dark Souls 3 with the flip moveset.
Oh my god.
At least finish, like not the entire boss fight, because that's
Fucking
unbeatable.
weeb.
Yeah, like when it comes to Ultra Greatsword, Zweihander Dark Souls 1, fat base damage if you
Yeah.
just want to go for health and stamina.
Mhm.
And if you know
Although-
how to use it, then Greatsword for super high
Yeah.
damage.
For Ultra Greatswords, I would in Dark Souls 1 indeed recommend Zweihander. In Dark Souls 2, the regular Greatsword is a really good
Yes.
choice. Like
Like it's
it
a
is,
simple,
relatively easy to use. There's
simple
a ver-
pure strength weapon.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a simple pure strength weapon, and it has like a nice switch between vertical moveset and horizontal moveset.
I would say
based on
though,
if you want to
get
first to
used to
rent it.
not using lock on, because if you press the move button while swinging the weapon, you go to that direction instead in Dark Souls 2.
I fucking hated that.
So yeah, don't do that. You have moving at all, or
Yeah.
starting to free aim like a motherfucker.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, from curved sword, I would just say use falchion.
If
Uh,
you want to use any of these weapons, I would indeed say falchion, but
Like, and I would say that every game, like in Dark Souls 1, definitely Falchion, I would say.
Yeah.
Dark Souls 2, probably Falchion, but you can also go for something more spicy. But indeed, if you would have to choose these
like
weapons,
the way
Falchion.
I see it in Dark Souls 2, you indeed can get the warped sword relatively early on as
Oh,
well
yeah.
if you are willing to unpetrify it straight.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So it's just that one is just better there. You
And Dark
also
Souls
have
3 has the fucking curved scimitar, the parrot
yeah,
scimitar.
it has Carthus
No, not Carthus. It has the parrot scimitars, which are just the best
as
PvE
well.
weapon.
Yes, as well.
Like there are just so many better options. in Dark
Like
Souls
it's
3.
just sadly it's be like that. There's just in most games just better than the recurring curved sword.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Sadly.
Mhm.
Painting Guardian curved sword never use.
No,
Fuck it.
no. Well,
Just-
curved great sword. In
Yeah,
Dark
there's
Souls
only
1.
one.
Murakumo.
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah, there
Yes,
are
there are
katanas
Yeah, the katanas are with the curved great swords.
because there's not
Um,
many.
Like there's only one curved great sword that comes back. It's the Murakumo, and I'm gonna be honest. Nah.
I mean, in
I
Dark
mean,
Souls, in Dark Souls 3, Murakumo is generally a very nice weapon.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially because like it also like it has so much versatility as well. Like if you would
Yeah.
infuse, for example, with Chaos or Dark, it gets A scaling in both Fates and Intelligence. It's so good.
Exactly.
Like indeed,
That's
it's
why I
like
used it on my Pyromancer.
it has versatility, but again, if you need it for a mage build, you're doing a mage build in Dark Souls 3, and
Yeah,
that I'm not gonna judge you for that, but
But you're dumb.
but
I
you're
would-
making the game more difficult for yourself.
I would still say that the Pyromancer build in Dark Souls 3 has its usage in like group PvP.
I would
I-
Like
say
the
if you're
way-
doing like
no,
a
the way I see it, Pyromancer for PvP purposes is just the best magic.
yeah.
definitely.
I'll
But I would
fight
also
people
say
on that.
like it's specifically good in just like heavy like 4-on-4, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Like
honestly, then
four-man
I
all
think
for himself.
magic, just pure intelligence, is probably better because then you can get one shot out of somebody you can't see.
True, but
Yeah.
you can also do it with Chaos Vestiges.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, if you want to use a katana, just the Chaos Blade.
Yeah.
That is kind of like I don't completely agree with you necessarily. I would say that the Uchi-Katana is easier to just use because you don't lose health for using it. I
Like
know that
if
this is
you
nearly insignificant, but I would say that if you're afraid that you just have to take like many hits and shit, that the Chaos Blade is a risky choice.
And
Like,
Gucci Katana
it's-
is also easier to find, right? In pretty much all
Yeah,
of
it's
them.
Yeah,
always easier to find.
Yeah.
like I'm just thinking of just like, okay, if you indeed don't necessarily know where to get the Chaos, especially in Dark Souls 1, you would never get the Chaos Blade, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because it's so difficult to fight, and these people didn't even know you could make it from a soul. Just
No.
to demonstrate that even people that are veterans don't know where the fuck to get it.
Yeah.
In Dark Souls 2, again, shit availability because Bonfire Aesthetic.
Yeah.
You get it really late, but once you get it and your dex build, yeah, you can pretty much just use this weapon for the rest of the game.
True.
That's
Mhm.
how I see the Chaos Blade. Just like if you got it, you're golden.
Definitely. Yeah.
Then what's the next weapon class?
Piercing swords. In Dark
Yeah.
Souls 1, don't use any of them.
No,
Yeah,
Dark
Dark
Souls 1 used the rapier.
Yeah, Dark Souls
Yeah,
1
yeah.
backstab fish with rapier, which is like 90% of Dark Souls 1 gameplay.
Have fun with that.
In the other Dark Souls, honestly, in Dark Souls 2, I would say pick up a rapier, see how you like the moveset. In Dark Souls 3, don't use any of them.
I mean, I would say in Dark Souls 2, just pick up Ricard's rapier.
In Dark Souls 2, I would just say like you can use any rapier really and see
yeah.
success,
Yeah.
but I would just say pick up the normal rapier and just see if you like it or not.
And if you equip
Yeah.
Stone Ring, it's
Like the way I see it is just like, do you like the normal rapier moveset? Okay, you can use every other rapier in the game now.
Yeah,
True.
that is true.
And like if you then like the normal rapier, there are a couple recommend. Of course, Rickard's rapier is really good.
Mhm.
But of course, like if you like, we're talking only about recurring weapons. Otherwise, you can just always go for Espada Ropera, but that's relatively late game.
Yeah.
Or Ice Rapier, which is DLC.
Yeah, like there's a rapier in Dark Souls 2 for every type of build, so you don't have to worry
Yeah,
that much about it.
Definitely.
As well as base damage being there.
And
base
of course,
damage shit.
Based.
and counter damage being there as well.
Yeah, like when it comes to axes, if you want to be real spicy, you can pick up the Crescent Axe, but availability is kind of yikes in most games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I honestly would say when it comes to axes, except for like Dark Souls 3 Deep Battle Axe, which you can get early on in the beginning if you're willing to make like a run past the dragon, basically.
Mhm.
Honestly, I wouldn't recommend using any of these weapons really.
No,
Like
definitely.
the only one I could theoretically speaking recommend because it has a pretty funny moveset is the Butcher's Knife, because it also heals you for every hit. It will help you sustain a bit more.
Oh, it does?
Like
Not
the way I
enough.
see it, it's only good in Dark Souls 2, really, because in Dark
Yeah.
Souls 1, you get it like in Blighttown, and at that point, it's like, yeah, I have an unupgraded weapon, so that's kind of yikes. And in Dark Souls 3, it's like, it's an axe. It's fine, but
But why would you use it?
you probably would have something you would prefer at that point as well.
Yeah.
Which
Mhm.
sounds weird because you can get it relatively early on in the game, but axes in Dark Souls 3 are just, I don't know, they're just not my style at all.
I can
No.
understand they're just meh. Well, Great Axes, in Dark Souls 2, just use the Black Knight Great Axe.
Real
and
shit though,
suffer.
like these are weapons I actually just straight up don't recommend.
No.
They're
Like,
slower
no.
than axes and also have shit range.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, these two specifically, no. Just don't
No.
bother. Just,
like,
if
there
you
are-
pick it up, it's funny, but no.
Like, there are definitely good great axes throughout every game, I would say. Like, I'm not sure about like Dark Souls 1 actually, but I don't know, that one has the Dragon King.
Yeah, Dragon
Great
King.
Axe. Like, there are definitely good Great Axes throughout the games, but these are not the ones.
No.
Yeah, no, these
Those
are
are just
either
the recurring.
shit range, shit availability, or just are bad because of circumstances of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, with hammers, just go for the Morning Star and you will be. Honestly, I would say just go for mace and you will be solid.
Like,
Yeah.
either mace or club, both are fine.
Yeah.
Like the mace, the club are both pretty good. Yeah, like those are just the two to really look out for. I recommend the mace more often than not because it's just usually easier to find and it's more appealing. Let me put it that way than the club
Yeah,
most of the time.
like, club makes you feel like a barbarian, well, now you feel more sophisticated.
Yeah, you feel like more like knight instead of club.
Like, that's the reason why I also never really want to choose the prize class, because I just feel like such a fucking idiot.
But you are.
Like, here I come with my plank shield and a club. I feel like a fucking barbarian.
Great hammers. Honestly, in Dark Souls 1, all of them are solid, I think.
Like, honestly, this is the thing where it's like, Dragon Tooth, relatively late game, and at the same time,
And in Dark Souls 3, why would you use any of this if you can get Vord's great hammer very early?
True. Like, the best Great Hammer in Dark Souls 3, in my opinion, is indeed the one you can get the first. But
yeah,
that does have quite a hefty stat requirement.
that is true. But
So
then again,
until you can use that, I would recommend the Great Club probably, or
yeah.
just Large Club, because that's like even earlier to find.
But with the with Vord's hammer, it's also the frost buildup is just.
The way I see it, all great clubs have like basically the same shit going for them. Just if you find one, you usually are just like, yeah, I'm probably gonna upgrade this and just be Gucci.
Yeah,
I know, but like Vord's Great Hammer definitely has a way to stand out in the Dark Souls 3.
Fine,
it's fucking
they're
amazing.
not that much different.
They're not different, but the fact that the Vord's Great Hammer has that frost buildup, which is the highest frost buildup in the game, is so nice.
Literally 2
The
hits.
way I see it, frost, like the fact that it has frost damage is not necessarily relevant. It's more you get it early, it has good base damage, it's just fine.
Yeah.
Like it's just again early with great hammers is more important than anything else.
Well, fist and claws. You can use casters, don't use claws.
Like, casters are fun.
Okay. Just problem again, Dark Souls 1 is don't worry about any of these.
Yeah.
Like usually in Dark Souls 1, you'll figure out real quick which weapons are good and what aren't.
Yeah. But in the Dark Souls 2, casters are just a solid early game choice.
Yeah.
They're just probably the fist weapons you'll be using the entire game until you get to the Ice DLC and pick up the Bone Fist.
Like, if you want just, the style, you go for Bone Fists.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the best, but it feels like it has some weight to it, which feels nice.
Like, it just have an attack where you send Hadouken at somebody.
Yeah, and just a flying kick.
And
it's really
just
fun.
a drop kick, which is
And in Dark Souls 3, casters again, because Perseverance is fun.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Anyway. Spears. Yeah.
Dark Souls 1?
Dark Souls 1, I feel bad recommending any of these, to be honest.
Maybe Dragon Slayer?
But that's relatively late.
Yeah, definitely.
You know how it be. It's like difficult to recommend a spear in Dark Souls 1. In Dark Souls 2, if you're willing to fuck around with the sweet spot mechanic, you can probably pick up any of these and be fine for the most part.
I would recommend personally the winged spear, since it gives you a lot of safety and it's pretty long.
Like, I would either do that or the partisan if you don't want to fuck around too much with the sweet spot mechanic and just also want high damage.
Okay. Like, the partisan has a really nice moveset. So, like, and so winged spear partisans you should be looking for then.
Yeah. Halberts, I think, except for just the scythe, you can, like, depending on the game circumstances, it's either a great weapon or just alright.
Yeah, you can definitely use those.
So you can use most of them just in whatever game they're in.
Like, Dark Souls 1, the regular Halbert was one of my favorite weapons.
Except for, Great Scythe in Dark Souls 3.
No, but, like, that's what I mean. Like, Great Scythe, Dark Souls 1, probably one of the best weapons in the game.
Yeah.
Every other Dark Souls, don't bother.
Don't bother.
Yeah.
And then in Black Knight, Halbert's it's also pretty solid throughout most games. You can just pick it up, use it, whatever.
It's
and
just
if
a lot
you
of
ever see a weapon called just Scythe, don't use it.
No. It's
you
don't
get
become
awful.
that one person that's like, oh yeah, the Scythe is usable. Everyone will hate you.
Okay, don't use whips.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Just
like
don't.
Dark Souls 2 has like good whips, I'll admit,
Yeah, but
but
still.
like unless you get like the old whip, you're probably not gonna use this either.
like the way I see it is just like Dark Souls 2 whips are good, but don't worry about these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then we have the bows.
Uh, short bow.
Situational.
Yeah, like short bow, very early game, like easy to access, easy to use.
Like, it's mostly you wouldn't use those to kill bosses.
Yeah,
No,
unless
like
you're a mad lad like me sometimes, but
like indeed, if you want to kill, like if you want to use bows for like combat, you use the composite bow in any of the
Mhm.
games. But
Yeah,
like look at it
don't
like
don't.
this.
Usually, you use it for luring out people or sniping them off long distance, and that's
yeah,
it. That's
If you
like
ever need to make a choice between short bow and composite bow, always choose the composite bow.
definitely.
yeah,
Like longbow does have a different niche, and it also gets outshined by another weapon in the game. But so
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great bow. No.
No, great bow. There's only one recurring in all the games, and they're very fucking niche. And even then, they're usually outclassed by other weapons, other great bows in the same game. So
Yeah.
yeah,
depending
so
on the build, of course.
like
But
great
again,
bows are not too recommended in any Dark Souls
killing
PvE
bosses
playthrough.
with those would be painful.
Like they're very slow, and for how slow they are, they don't do enough damage.
Exactly.
Unless, of course, you're in Dark Souls 3 and you're able to do the weapon art swap, in which
Yeah.
the bow and 8 suddenly becomes a little bit too usable.
Yeah,
aka
yeah.
one-shotting Soul Cinder.
We know, man. We know. Crossbows. No. Just no.
Yeah, no, like
Like,
honestly, crossbows, especially now that Evelyn power set has been nerfed, it's not good in any of the games really. I would
No.
say
the only crossbow that I can recommend is the Sanctum crossbow, but that also requires a specific build, I would say, and it's relatively late game if you don't want to make the suicide
like
run for it.
like the thing is, it's not a recurring weapon, first of all,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's also only in Dark Souls 2. It's for a specific build. It's DLC as well.
Yeah, like it's very niche. Like,
Yeah,
Okay.
it. But yeah, all things considered, a lot of these recurring weapons are usually not that great, sadly.
No.
no.
Like,
Like,
the unique weapons are usually better.
yeah, if
And you know, the other thing is Dark Souls 3 killed the uniqueness of most of them.
yeah,
Like there's only like a couple that really stand out for me for like either being nostalgic for me because they're so like fun for me, like Claymore,
Mm-hmm.
or that they're genuinely good, like fucking Partisan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, or if they for some reason like went like for me, the Millbreaker is a personal favorite simply because in Dark Souls 2, it is just versatility the weapon with as well as just being
Mhm.
very usable as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it definitely is like in some games they just had their time to shine and that's why we remember them. Or they're just sort of like the bastard sword and are just there but never
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm. Like, basically, pretty much every game have just unique weapons for that game that are just amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Except for Dark Souls 1, but that's just because
It was the
like,
first one, so
it was the first one,
Like
so every weapon was the unique thing.
yeah.
like it's indeed like Demon Souls of course came before it, but when it comes to Demon Souls, it never got that popular, nor was the
Yeah.
balance in Demon Souls. It was sort of like Dark Souls 1 where the balance was all over the place in that game as well. So
This game is just whack.
like I still remember the Neagle of Agony in fucking Demon Souls. That shit had like 20 fucking damage on it, and you can't upgrade it, you can't defuse it. It's just bad, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
But like, any other questions, or is this just the end of the podcast?
I think it will be it. Oh, my
Like,
Yeah,
let's
we've-
just quickly see if the chat has something to ask.
AKA Funkles.
Yeah, probably just Funkles, but if there's somebody else.
You know, there might actually this was surprisingly well doing chat stream.
Yeah,
Number wise.
Number-wise, it
I've
was
gotta-
actually pretty fun.
Like I'm gonna
If
be
you
honest.
like tuned
like,
in later
yeah.
and you want to hear our earlier opinions, like
But
this
anyway,
will be
I am
uploaded
going
to YouTube.
to finish, the recording now. So
Mhm.